Hello, 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 beautiful people who is at home. Welcome to the show. Good evening, good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all tonight. Welcome to the live stream. Do we have anybody here? If you are here, say hello. I'm watching out for people in the comment section. Some people had already come earlier and before the show started, and I have a few people there who were here earlier on. I don't know if they are still here. If you are here, just say hi. I throw a salute to everyone that is coming on board. Yeah, who is here? Anybody home? Yeah. Hello, Rosemary. Okay. Esther was here earlier on, but we had not started then. We are just starting now. I did put a time there, but I think some people don't get the time right. Raji, hi. You're welcome. Good evening. Welcome to my live stream today. Hello, everyone. So we're just going to jump right into it. No time to waste time today. Today is just pa pa pa. We're going to do pa 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 today. I'm very well. Thank you, Rosemary. Janet, hello. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Ade Lami, you're welcome. I salute every one of you, those who are coming on live now. Cynthia, you're welcome. And those who will be joining us later. Because as it is, we have to get cracking with it. And then those who are going to come on can join us later on. You already know what we're going to talk about. I believe every single one of you know what we're talking about, but I'm not doing all the talking by myself today. I'm not doing all the talking by myself. I have a co-host who is going to be joining me to do the yarning. And of course, you, my lovely Obodo fam. Yeah, Cynthia, yeah. You couldn't miss this. Your body is very hot. It's not only you, my dear. Hassan, hi. Neka, my personal person. Anis Platter, my darling, you're welcome. I salute every single one of you. Novella. I have someone here who is a very good friend of mine. Her name is Adiola. She calls herself Dio. Say hello, Dio.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to our live stream, Dio. Lady Dio.
I'm glad to be here, actually.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me today. I feel like this topic, this is not what one person should be talking about. We all
Definitely.
have to say something about this, especially if you are a parent, you've got children, whether you have girls or you have boys, everybody needs to say something about this. So I'll allow you to talk first. Adiola, tell me, you've been watching the whole thing since it started playing out since the beginning, right?
Yeah, definitely.
This Baba Ijesha matter.
To be honest with you, even if you don't have kids, but you have friends that's got kids, you've got sisters that's got kids, you've got a family member that's got kids, one or two children and all that, you feel like, man, this can happen to you. It can happen to anybody. And the way they are going about it is really, really sad, because I think in Naija is who you know kind of thing. If you know people, then you can get away with so many things.
Yeah.
For me, I was really surprised when I heard we're going to release him on bail tomorrow, Friday. And I'm
Yeah.
like, for what?
Yeah.
They have done jungle justice for him, according
Yeah.
to, so maybe, we won't be like, why would they want to release him? But it's really sad. I'm not happy about it at all, at all.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, this is Nigeria for you, isn't it? Justice is not guaranteed, no matter how glaring the evidence. The man confessed. He confessed. It wasn't like it was under duress. They were not beating him. Princess was talking to him. You saw the video when he
oh,
was here. Emma Binu, Dari Jimmy, Dari Jimmy. I mean, in what planet on this world does somebody beg for forgiveness for something as it's a criminal offense? He's begging for forgiveness. This is not a something as trivial as Muya Elasho, oh, that's me pada, or something like that. I borrowed you money, you didn't pay me my money back. Not something like that. Oh, we are talking about a life.
you
A
know, the
life.
according to the video, yeah, some people are actually saying, oh, it could be because there were people there So he was just, agreeing to doing what they said he did.
Oh, so they're saying that already.
Yeah. And I'm,
Uh-huh.
come on, they did not even touch him at all. So
No,
why?
no.
Oh, maybe because there are people there. That's why he's just agreeing. And he did not really want to confess. He didn't want to say, yes, I did this. Because
Did you see that he didn't take it serious? Did you see his face? It's like he was even smiling. He didn't take it serious. I didn't see any sense of remorse from the so-called, confession.
the impact of what he did.
No, I don't think he really understands. I don't think he thinks he's done anything wrong or something that I think he probably feels ashamed and humiliated because it's been found out.
Yeah.
Because it's a celebrity and he feels that, oh, people are going to find out now. They will know I did this. So he's feeling very humiliated for that. But I don't think he really feels sorry. When I saw his face in that video, I don't think he was really sorry at all.
I don't think so too. I don't think so. I don't think he was sorry, or I don't think he feels what he did was wrong. But instead he was thinking about his, oh, I'm a celeb kind of thing, I don't want people to see this, or I don't want people to hear about what's happening to me, as in the shame thing. I think that's actually feeling sorry about or feeling ashamed of, as in, a old me, a old celeb. How see me?
And so he's probably thinking about his career. But this is the end of my career.
But do you know the funniest thing? In Nigeria, I don't think even his career can, now that some people are actually standing up and saying no to this kind of thing, maybe, but on a good day, I don't see his career in any danger, to be honest with you.
And even now, I won't be surprised because he has supporters. He has people that are supporting him. Yeah, he has people that are, and that's why we are doing this update tonight. And I wanted to do it a live video because I want to hear from people. Do we think that Princess will she get justice on this matter? Considering the Nigerian factor, is there going to be justice in this case? Seeing how everything is being played out on social media, because already they are planning to release him. They are planning to release Baba Ijesha. Did you notice that in the video, in the confession video, his zip was down. His buckles was down.
I'm like, everything was already down. I don't know, maybe because he entered the kitchen, he was ready. But thank God they got in. And it's because there was no camera in the kitchen. That's why they actually came inside.
Okay, that brings us to why we are the main cocoa of what we want to talk about tonight, my people. So the police already released. I think they were testing the waters to see, knowing that a lot of people are interested in this case. They wanted to see the reaction. Yeah. So that's why, because they know Princess is somebody that is well known in Nigeria and abroad as well. She's a comedian and she's been in the industry for a long time. I think because of her personal issues, she's not been she's not been doing comedy for a while, because I think the issue of that, her marriage and everything that happened to her really affected her. You can tell that she's very depressed. She's not happy.
She's not happy at all. And, she adopted that child, according to her. So she's broken. That's the way I see it. And that's why I said you don't even have to have your own child to feel the pain, to know what she's going through, or to feel that way. You don't have to, as long as you know a child or children or something, you feel it. Like, no, why? And it's so annoying because it's someone you trust, someone that you can leave your house and say, oh, feel free, I'm coming, Mufesari Lossy shop or something, that we do that kind of a thing to a family member. So you will not even think that far. You'll be thinking, oh, maybe distance someone or whatever that can do that kind of a thing, but someone very close to you. So I don't know. I'm sad.
This is what Punch newspaper said. Let me read it before we carry on with the conversation. The Punch newspaper, for those of you who are not Nigerian, that's one of the national newspapers in Nigeria. They said that there's an ongoing strike. And as a result of the ongoing strike action by members of the Judicial Staff Union of the Nigeria, members of the Judicial Staff Union of Nigeria has prevented the courts in the state from sitting. Judicial Staff Union of Nigeria has prevented courts in the state from sitting. That's Lagos State, right? And this has prevented the police from arraigning the suspects. The police source said that Baba Ijesha may not be detained indefinitely without trial. And he added that the case shows that the adult, this is, when you think you've seen it all in Nigeria, Nigeria will break your heart 1,001 times. It will break your heart into pieces that you cannot even put together again. They said that there's no case here of defilement because people are talking out of sentiments, right? I'm reading this is what they reported though. And they are not talking from the point of the law. So we are all sentimental and emotional. And they said they've interviewed all parties involved in the case for 3 hours today, which was Wednesday. That was yesterday. And the mother complained about this, that it happened when the child was 7 years old. And the child pointed to Baba Ijesha. So that counts for nothing though. The fact that the child has said, this is Baba Ijesha that did it, doesn't count for anything. That's not, it's nothing. But the case was not reported until she was 14 years old. And under the law, the case has become statute barred. We're going to get to the issue of the statute of limitation when it comes to cases, because I did a quick research as well as that. I'm not a lawyer, but I mean, this is knowledge that you can find easily. So they say it's statute bad. What can I know to my people? Because as far as I'm concerned, as much as I know, in civil cases, yes, there's a statute of limitation in terms of the number of years that you can commit a crime that, you know, that they can charge you for that crime. But when it comes to criminal cases, I don't think there's anything like statute of limitation in it. And I saw what the Nigerian, except I'm incorrect or I stand to be corrected, what the law says in Nigeria. When I Googled it, I saw what the Nigerian Constitution says. So they are saying that in this case, it is a case of indecent assault and not sexual harassment.
Really?
Yes. This is what the police are saying. And as a result, it's open to bail. So you see how they've downgraded it from indecent assault to sexual harassment. So it's just harassment. But they've forgotten that the sexual harassment is to a minor, is to a child. This is not an adult. We are talking of 14-year-old. All right. So they are saying that they are going to allow him bail. And so they cannot continue to keep him when the offense is subject to bail. And this is the same Nigerian police that will keep people for years. There are people have done jail sentences in Nigeria for years without even taking them to court. They've not charged them with anything. If you go to Nigerian prison, half of them, they've not even been charged with anything. They are just sitting there. Make you take no say Nigeria is who no man. People are already pressing, they are pressing buttons already. They are looking for loopholes that they will use to take this man out, right? Adiola, just keep listening to me. Oh, I'm reading from what the police people are saying. Okay. So they cannot continue to keep him for an offense that is subject to bail and there is no court sitting. No court sitting because the courts are on strike. And it is against his fundamental human rights. And the police do not work on sentiments. And that directives have been given out for the release on bail. Nigerian police say they don't work on sentiment. If we are talking about one kind metropolitan police now, or some organized police system in the world like LAPD, we go even talk say not be Nigeria police. They talk say they don't work with Nigerian police. Make we not start. Make her calm down first because it's too early to blow hot. Make her first calm down now because I dey vex. This is the same Nigerian police that has SARS. The way SARS in Lagos, we are harassing young people all over Lagos. So now they don't work with sentiment. They don't break law. They follow constitution to the latter. Anything the law says is what Nigeria. They are well known for their integrity. Nigeria police has a record of integrity and law, following the processes of the law. The rule of law, now that they follow. So they said that they are going to release him on bail tomorrow. But they said that despite granting him the bail, the investigation will continue. But they sought legal opinion from the State Ministry of Justice. This is what they are saying. So, before I come to you, Adiola, let me quickly show when I was looking into it, this is what I saw regarding the statute of limitation in Nigeria. So it says in Nigeria, under the statute of limitation, there is no time for persecution of crime. The section further provides that anybody that is here that is a lawyer, please do, I stand corrected. It further provides that for any other offense prosecuted must commence within 2 months after the offense is committed. That's what they are saying here. And the other one that I checked said, there is no legal limit to the period of time within which action can be taken on a crime or other legal questions in Nigeria under the statutory of limitation, number 45. There is no time for persecution of crime. So technically what they are saying here is that if it happens 7 years ago, yeah, even if it's 20 years later, because it's a criminal offense, there's no limitation. They can still take him to court. They can still charge him. So I don't know how that correlates with what the police is saying now, that something that happened 7 years ago, that the mother didn't charge him. Like, a lot of people are bringing this up, saying that, oh, how is it now, after 7 years, that she was even putting the child at risk by saying that he should come to his house again. But imagine if she didn't even catch him pants down. Do you think they will even arrest him?
Do you know the funniest thing? The lady princess invited him back to her house because she wanted to be sure. That was why she invited him back to her house.
Right. No, she wanted evidence. She wanted to catch him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because she can't just go. She knows. I'm sure these people, they know how Nigeria is now. If she went to the police to report him now, they will say, hey, madam, where your evidence now? This man not do anything. Before you know it, they can even say, oh, she likes him. Oh, date her. You know?
No, people are already saying on social media that Baba Ijesha is her boyfriend.
See, before you know it, that's the annoying thing. Any little thing, if a girl should just come out and shout and say, oh, this man, this man, that, before you know it, they just turn everything around and say, oh, she likes him. Oh, she wants him to do this, she wants him to do that. It's so annoying. Like, that is all the women know. Anyway, she wanted evidence. This girl has confessed, told her, okay, how are we going to catch this guy? They set the camera in the house and all that. And, as God would have it, he went there. You had not seen this girl for 7 years. After you did the first one you did, you went 7 years past, bam. Another 7 years, you now came back. Come on, why?
His pants was down. I don't know if you saw that video.
Of course I did.
Okay, is it Princess that opened his pants? Or is it the men that were there that opened his pants?
Caught in the act. Well, when he went to the kitchen, that's when they now entered. And of course, I'm sure that pants was already down. They didn't allow him to zip it up or put this and that. And do you know the funniest thing? They actually released this video. That's not the full video.
No. They cut the part where he was touching the girl and all the things we're doing. They cut it out. They did this so that at least there will be some pressure from people that are saying, but he didn't do it. So is the Nigerian police saying that they can't make a distinction between when you forcefully have relations with somebody, whether it's a child or an adult, or when you are doing something that is of a sexual nature to a child that is a minor? They cannot make a distinction between that. That itself is a crime. So until they caught him lying on top of that girl before they will now know that he committed the crime, Abby?
Well, even if they catch him on top of her, but he's not done the main thing, he's about to put it in. They can still say, no, he's not done it now. To wait until he puts the thing inside.
But he did it the last time. This is what the girl said. I mean, what evidence do they want? The man has confessed. Okay, not only the confession alone, no. Dio, no, it's not really confession alone.
You watch the video very well. I don't know if you noticed one part where there's the girl that wanted to.
Yes, yes.
That's
She
the
wanted
girl.
to attack him when he was begging. Ah, Eshuni, Edariji mi, Edariji mi ogun ni.
What? There for what? You know, it's so, oh my God, I cannot even believe it. It's so unbelievable.
You cannot actually believe that Nigerians are entertaining his apology. In Nigeria, how can you beg for something that is a criminal offense and you will be let go? What are the court system there for? What is the judiciary there for? What are the why do we have police story or long if begging can solve crime?
Do you know it's because this princess thought, okay, we have police, let's just do it the normal way. That's why she said, let's just hand him over to the police. I don't know if you heard that part where she said, let's just
Yes,
call.
yes, I heard it. Yes,
Between that.
yes.
But now it's like all our effort. That's why I said maybe if they had done the normal jungle justice to him in that house now, maybe at least she won't feel so bad if they say, oh, we are going to release him on bail and all that. They had already beaten him. So what more? It's so annoying. One of my friends was like, man, I will chop off his kokoro. That's kokoro he wants to use to do all this molestation. How we chop it off?
The thing was already, his zip was already done now. Didn't you see him stand up? He pulled his trouser up like this, and his zip and belt, everything was already open.
Open.
Why did he open? Why did he open it if he was not? He didn't have the intention of doing it.
For action, for action. It's so sad. I don't even know what to say about it. I'm just following. And you know, this lady, this Iyabo Ojo lady, she really tried.
If not for Iyabo. Yesterday, when I posted a video and that poor woman, princess, was there crying. Oh, I saw that video, it broke my heart. I say, wow. Don't forget that she's not only crying because of, you know, this thing that happened to her child. She's also, it's reminded her of her own situation as well. It reminded her of how the parents of these children gave them to her because of her situation. You understand?
Yeah. So I'm sure she must have felt like, oh, I'm not capable to be a mother. And you know, things like that, you just start thinking, oh, maybe that's why God has not given me any child. Maybe this, maybe that. You just be thinking all sorts. Because you think I failed as a mother. I have failed as a carer. I have failed as whatever. It's so sad. It is very, very, very sad. I don't even know what to say about it anymore. I'll just be so, in fact.
So what the police is trying to do now, from that thing that I read, what I can understand from there is that they are trying to beat the charges down so that they can release him. Yeah. That's what they are trying to do.
I'm sure someone would have given them money or called them and say, Namio calling from where, whatever. So release.
Yeah, some people are already police strings behind the scenes. They are. This is Naija now. Now who know man now? You said Princess doesn't have the clout, she doesn't have the money, and she doesn't have the power to pursue the case. And that's why I'm so grateful to God for people like Iyabo, because Iyabo is more, you know, she has more of the financial strength to be able to pursue this case when it comes to raising money. And I'm glad that they've got other people on board now. Because this, if not that they went to Panti today, they would have released Baba Ijesha tomorrow.
Well, nobody will say anything. We'll just drift from his story to something else. That's what happens in
Nigeria. Once they release him, that's the end, though.
We take off. You will just see, we bail, then they will now cook up one story. Oh, he was kidnapped. From there, you won't hear anything about him again, no? Then 10 years down the line, you just see him surface again. Then he will now do one film and say the way he was kidnapped, you know, rubbish. Then we will all forget about what he did. We'll all be shouting, hey, he's been kidnapped. And they will now say, maybe it's the, what's her name? Princess,
yeah.
Kidnappers, you know, they will just twist everything, twist it. Then we forget about it. It's so sad.
Yeah, I was saying today in the video that I did earlier on that there needs to be a precedent. This case has to serve as a precedent because in Nigeria, I think during Abusola Dakolo case, I was reading about it, and they said that since the history of a country called Nigeria, I think it's only one person that has been sentenced. I don't know if it's changed now. Before that time, only one person has been jailed for a country that we know that this thing is happening every single day. Women are being molested. Women are every day being sexually harassed, and things are going on in that country.
Yeah.
But so I was looking at that the crime when it went, because we were talking about the statute of limitation, the one I read to you guys earlier on. And the examples that I found, though, in a sane society, because Nigeria is not a sane society. It's not. It's not. Both the Olokpa, the police, both the Adajo, the judge, all of them, they are just, oh God, I don't know how to describe them, but we all know how justice is for sale in Nigeria. If you have money, you can buy it. Look, if I have money in Nigeria, I can give money to the police. They will go and lock anybody up, and they will keep that person locked up for as long as I'm paying them money.
Definitely.
So this is not about say, oh, rule of law. Say, oh, we have to follow the law. You see how they know how to use the law when it suits them?
Uh-huh.
Now they are quoting the law that we cannot keep him indefinitely because of the charges that they charged him. But these are the same Nigerian police that will lock people up indefinitely.
It's really sad.
So what is crime? The crime that this statute of limitation does not apply to, my people, my little research showed me today that embezzlement of public funds, obviously not in Nigeria. I'm not talking about Nigeria, please, because we all know that all public officials, civil, all of them are inside on top of embezzlement that they live, that they swim. So I'm just talking. Yeah. Embezzlement of public funds, felony, any crime that involves felony, and then of course the big RAPE, then offenses involving violence. All these ones, there's no statute of limitation. If you like, no wonder you see all these people in America that were sentenced, that they did something. They say they did something to some actors or actresses ages ago. Who knows them? Well, make una give me the name. Is it Weinstein or what they call that man in America? No wonder that they could still charge them. They can still sentence them. Bill, what's his name? The one that went to jail. The black man, the comedian that went to jail. Bill Cosby.
Oh, Bill Cosby. Okay, Bill Cosby.
This Cosby is in jail not because of what he did last year or 2 years ago or 3 years ago or 4 years ago. It was about maybe 15 years ago he did whatever they accused him of doing that made them to lock him up.
So every like this one we are talking about, so there's no camera to say, oh, we filmed him doing this and that. It was just based on people coming out and saying he did this, he did that to me.
Yeah.
And he was jailed.
Yeah, I saw Femi. Incidentally, somebody is talking about Femi Branch today. I just saw the video before we came online. I saw the video. I had seen the video earlier, but I didn't watch it because I feel like all of them are making videos now that Yabo has taken the case on, which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, the more people that speak up, the better, because we all need to speak up against it, because this is too much. It's happening every day in Nigeria. No little princess. There are so many children that are afraid to speak up.
Yeah.
So I finally saw the video, not all of it, a bit of it, and he said that it happened to him as a child, that a family member abused him. I said, oh my, I shouted. For somebody like that to be able to say a thing, and when he was saying it, luxury handbags is telling us that he's doing a crime, because 30 years ago, 30 years ago plus. Now the man is in jail for something he did 30 years ago. Nigerian government said they cannot charge, Nigerian police said they cannot charge somebody for what he did 7 years ago. That they cannot keep him indefinitely, that they have to bail him.
It's so sad. That's all I can say. I'm like, did we offend in that Naija? Why?
It's more than setting precedents, but it's also about justice. For people like you, oh my God, at the age of 3.
Can you imagine?
Oh my God. It's so traumatizing. And you still have flashback till now that you are 31. Damn me. I am so sorry. I hope you are able to confront your abuser.
I hope so.
I sincerely hope so, because what it does, you see, what I find happened when the matter of these issues are so, they are so heartbreaking. I'm not going to lie. They are very, very difficult. They are heartbreaking. They are emotional. And, you know, it touches your heart, except you have a heart of Pharaoh. Your heart is so hard that you have no human feelings.
That
It's so sad.
you just start having flashback and all that, you know, and man, I don't know. This is so sad, Dami. So sorry, you, Dami. Mm.
Yeah, because what it does is that now it's allowing young people or even adults that have not ordinarily been able to speak up about it to speak.
Yeah,
You understand?
yeah, and that's what
Designer handbags, thank you.
Obodo is fighting for. She's saying we don't treat this case now. We still have other children out there that things like this are happening to every day, but they are not speaking out because they will think, oh, they will tell me to shut up or tell me it will never happen. So if we treat this case the way it should be treated, we'll see more children having that confidence to come out and speak out and say, yes, this happened to me as well, this happened to me as well. But if you cover this one up now and no justice, no anything, another person will say, well, they won't do anything, so let me just keep my mouth quiet.
What I realized happened after Timi Dakolo's wife from Busola, you know, after her own, a lot of people were coming out.
Yeah.
A lot of people had the confidence to come out. People who couldn't speak before were coming out. A lot of people were coming out and speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a trauma that they live with. I mean, one princess was describing what that little girl went through in terms of changes in her behavior, how she was failing her academics, they were changing school, decided doing fasting and prayer for 7 years, not knowing that the girl has been traumatized.
That's the
This,
thing. Our Nigerian,
I mean, people that are making excuses for Baba Ijesha that even say, oh, let's wait till we hear everything and let's not judge. Do they
yeah.
think about the impact that this has had on this girl's life for 7 whole years?
Mm-hmm.
Do they
Mm-hmm.
even think about that girl?
No, I don't think they are. I don't think people are thinking about the girl.
There's something that
Bill.
there's something that Femi Branch said in his video. He said that if you even say, even if you don't support, you don't say, I'm not supporting him, I'm not, but the fact that you will question it, and say, let us wait first, you are guilty.
Yeah.
You are supporting him. The fact that you will say, oh, let us let the Lord take its course, you are supporting him.
But
If you even say, oh, let's allow the police to do their investigation, you are support. As long as you don't condemn it and stand by that poor child, you are
yeah,
condoning it now. You are
exactly.
condoning it. You are condoning it. You are condoning it.
It is very, very, very true. I don't know why people that. I hope with this one, those people thinking, oh, let's see this, let's see that you're not with Princess and the girl. Maybe they will shut them out until it happens to them, until it happens to someone very, very close to them before they will understand why people are shouting about this thing.
Why is it so difficult for people to speak the truth in Nigeria? Some luxury handbags, designer handbags, is saying that it's not only Nigeria, everywhere alone. They try to buy justice with everything. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Why is it so hard for people to speak up, to speak the truth?
Oh, I can see this. Let's start.
Yeah, can you see it? Success. My little sister, yeah, it happened to my little sister when she was six. I was the only one who caught the guy. So who caught my little sister is 17 and I'm 22. Yeah. The painful part of it is that most of them they get away with it.
A lot of them, a lot. In fact, 90% of them get away with
Yeah.
it.
They get away with it because Baba Ijesha would have gotten away with this now. He almost did get away with it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Easy.
People will get away with it because the police will say there's no evidence. There's
Mm,
shame in it. You understand? There's
yeah.
a lot of shaming, there's a lot of accusation, there's a lot of victim blaming, you know. So a lot of people will get away with it because of that. People will
And
not even speak up. They'll say, the way they'll be looking at your family if you speak up. Okay, let me come to this one here. So this guy, Adiola, can you see him?
See him.
You are seeing him, ba?
Yeah.
He's a suspect. And I'm not just saying it. He's a suspect. Yeah. I don't know. This girl that is beside him, you see, he's the one that's been fighting for Baba Ijesha the most, right?
What's his name again? Afolabi or something.
They say it's Yomi, whatever. Yeah, Afola. I don't even know what his name is. So he's been making videos and making videos and making videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Making series of videos. I'm going to put it back on our faces just now, but I quickly want to read. Oh, this is an accusation, because I was wondering, why is he supporting Baba Ijesha so much? All the English, but the one he knows, the one he doesn't know, he's quoting dictionary, he's doing this, doing that, just to support Baba Ijesha. Why? Then I went and found that apparently he is also a perpetrator. He's one of them that they're talking about in the Yoruba movie industry. So this young girl came and said that it's God that saved her when she was in 2016. She accused him. And she said the reason why he's attacking Yabo just so much, that when in 2016 she was really, really young.
Yeah.
She was not an adult then. And that she was looking for a movie role. She wanted to go into the movie. Because this is what they used to catch them. Remember, if you want to be an actor, you want to be an actress, they have to sample you first. They don't care. Yeah, this is what they do. That's why it's so rampant. Because the girls are so desperate to be famous. They want to make money. They want to have a job. They now start. You know, some of them will agree. Another person even said that this same Yomi did the same thing to him, to her. But he kept using her, kept sleeping with her, and never gave her the role. But this young girl's own was the one I felt like, okay, it's got some credibility to it, because she said that when she approached him and said that she wanted to feature in a film, he told her to pay money, 35,000 naira. And she sent him 25K, and then he invited her. So she thought it was going to be a meeting, you know, that kind of meeting, come to my office and fill form. Not knowing that it is his house, that he told her to come to his house in Ikorodu. This girl said this thing by herself. Oh. Her name is Dell. And then she said that when she got to his house, he threw the form at her and said she should be filling in. Next thing, this other brother don't enter house. So you don't naked come out, or bring the pennies come out.
It doesn't take them time, does it?
No, we didn't waste time. Oh. So she said that, what kind of a thing is this now? Well, she said, no, it's not. What's the big deal now? You know how people try to justify rubbish. It's no big deal now. This is what your mate are doing. If you want to be in the movie industry, you better agree. The girl say, if you touch me, I will shout. And I will make so much noise. And I will blast you on social media and everything. The girl was threatening him. He didn't want to let her go. They were dragging. I think the girl was, the way he saw the pay, this one is going to make trouble for me. Better let me allow her to go. She ran. She ran from his house. From everything. Money. He's still owing her 8K. Cut a long story short. He's still owing her 8K. Imagine. In what universe do you pay producers, or you pay producers that pay actors to act? In Nigeria, you have to pay them to register. You have to pay them to put you in a movie. You have to give them money. They will sell form to so many people and say they will put you in movie. Nalayo.
I lie. I love her. Lorira.
Oh my dear. So that's him there. Another one has come to say that another girl, the chat he had with another girl, you see,
I mean,
before you start defending somebody, sit down, think twice, are my hands clean?
Exactly.
Are my hands clean? If my hands are not clean, then otherwise they will expose you. The chat he had with another girl on Instagram, a small girl. You stop, I brought everything out, the screenshot of the chat and everything, how I was telling the girl, let's chat on WhatsApp now. Let's take it to WhatsApp. The girl said, I don't have WhatsApp. I'm a student. I don't have WhatsApp. I said, WhatsApp is the technology. And I was start promoting WhatsApp. Let's take it away from here. This person that you're saying here now, this Yomi.
Talking about, and it's just not just one.
No. I said, no wonder he was defended by Baba Ijesha so much. All the Oyibo is son, according to according to what's that? Yaba say Oyibo is son that he's speaking. He was putting the Oyibo son in his mouth. All the Oyibo, but the ones that are not correct.
The way she even acted, she's like, Eje asked Baba Ijesha Funyi. I love the way she did everything. I'm like, man.
She's an actress now. She's an actress. Yabo is an actress. I know she's been doing all these TikTok videos, so she knows how to mimic people. That's her job. She's her specialty, to mimic people. She knows how to mimic people properly. So he now said that Baba Ijesha now said that aye lo nse mi.
Aye wo.
Ṣebo mo pe mo logun. The Bible says that when you are tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. But each person is tempted when they are dragged away in their own evil desires and enticed. James chapter 1, verse 13. That's what it says. Amen?
Amen.
So, he was trying to appeal to princess only. Mologun. Like, is it not you that I told my problem to?
Like, because you know I have problems, so it's all right for whatever.
So you can excuse my behavior.
To justify.
Yeah, that's emotional blackmail now.
They should have just given him one backhand.
Emotional blackmail, was trying to blackmail princess emotionally. So those of you who don't understand Yoruba, Aye is village people. It's my village people that are doing me. He said it's the village people.
God have
it's village people, but I say it's village people that are doing it. So Nigerians like to spiritualize everything. So they now say, please forgive him now. He didn't do it knowingly. Because when he was dipping down his trouser and he was bringing his prick out, it's village people that had it for him. They were the one that he didn't know that this girl is too young.
Apart from
his own wife.
You are not dating this girl, for goodness sake. You know, you are not dating her. I don't even know. So why do you want to do that kind of a thing to her? Even if you are dating her, if she says no, it is no.
She's not old enough to date.
Not old enough, but I'm just saying that, even
she's not old enough to date. Even if at 14, maybe you will just be liking boys and looking at, that's puberty. That's the age children come to puberty. She's a teenager. So the one Baba that is 40, it's how many years? I did the calculation the other day, 38 years older than her. What does she have in common with him?
Nothing whatsoever.
Calling him uncle. You know how Nigeria is now. His uncle should be calling him.
No, she'll be calling him daddy.
She'll be calling him daddy.
And daddy, because he's an elderly guy and all compared to her.
He's not. Yeah, compared to her, yeah, absolutely. He's an elderly guy compared to her. He is an elderly guy, and it's just so sad and disgusting that people are trying to justify it. If even the fact that they've gone to Panti today now, according to Iyabo, they said that they will not release him tomorrow because they made a lot of noise in that place. So I don't know if you saw.
So many people came out. Other people came out. The other celebrity came out. Even passerby, market people, everybody.
And she was streaming everything live as it was going on.
If it's not for that girl, that Yabojo, forget it now. By now we'll be doing nice that they will sleep over it. Shikena.
I was saying to my sister yesterday, I said, Yabo, don't go and look for Yabo's trouble. People that are very, very small like that. If you look for their trouble, the matter no go finish. You remember when she and Kemi lawyer fought?
Oh my God.
For 3 years, they were fighting that fight. They were doing that battle. It didn't end.
It's like UK.
And he kept saying, it's the Yabo that locked me up. It's the Yabo that locked me up. Yabo said, Yabo said that. Yabo said that Kemi went and wrote something about a pastor in Port Harcourt, and they called her to give evidence. And because she's been lying against her and writing things, she read evidence. Is the letter she wrote. They used to put Kemi in prison. So when Kemi came out, she was fighting in Yabo for 3 whole years. That matter no finish. Oh, I'm telling you.
Oh man.
Before they eventually settled them.
Finally,
So
picture.
when Iyabo got the matter, in fact, I knew that yes, it's not going to end like that. People were begging her. She said that people were begging her not to leave the matter alone.
Because she didn't.
When
she, I don't know.
The people in their industry were begging her to leave the matter alone.
There was one video she was doing on Instagram now. This lady was calling her this Oshodi. It was like,
yeah.
Let me just finish. That one was, I'm sure that one was calling her just to calm her down, whatever. She did not pick her call. Like, no, don't call me now. And then let me finish this matter in my head. I'm like, correct, babe. I would like to have her as a friend, and I would now go and fight. I was like, go and abuse people and call her, yeah, but come and help me. Come and fight for me. Oh my God. Which one is this?
Thank God. I'm so happy that Princess I got her in her corner, because justice in Nigeria is not guaranteed.
It is guaranteed in Nigeria.
It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. Look, how can judiciary, how can they strike, Biko? How can court be on strike?
You know, when I heard it, I'm like, court strike. Why? On top what? Why?
Court will strike. Doctors will strike. Hospital self, they go strike. You get who know they strike for Nigeria? Is there anybody that doesn't strike in that country?
Surprised. Why are they on strike? I really need to know. I don't know why. I've never heard it before. First time on strike. So, you know, some people, when the minute they say that we'll go on strike, or if you don't do this, if you don't do that, sharp, they will just gather together.
There's a lot of reasons why people go on strike in Nigeria, where civil servants go on strike. They don't pay them. They don't pay them. The governor or the person that is in charge will go and put the money in a fixed deposit and leave it there for 6 months. If they don't pay pensioners, then you can imagine what they do to civil servants. So the last resort is what they have is strike. And you can imagine what strike has done to all the systems. It started from university, ASU strike. They've used ASU strike to finish on Nigerian university. Now, academic qualification in Nigeria now is totally 0.
0. If I ASU do not strike again in Nigeria, then the students will be begging them to strike, because it's like part and parcel of the school curriculum now.
Yeah, it started when we were in university in Nigeria. That's when ASU strike started. Before then, there was nothing like ASU strike. It was then in the 90s they started this strike. Now doctors will strike. Lecturers will strike. Doctors will strike.
Everybody.
And courts will strike. Who is remaining? It's only the people in National Assembly that are sharing money that don't strike.
Governments, they should strike, but they will not strike, because if they strike, no money for them.
Okay, let's come back to this matter. Right. I hope that I'm praying. I was thinking about it. I was reflecting before we came online. I was like, apart from all the noise and, you know, all the talk and, you know, videos and everything that people are making on social media, I hope they are collating their evidence.
I should think so.
They need the evidence to go to courts. So such as medical examination, they need to take the girl to the hospital to get some medical examination, maybe some psychiatric, you know, examination, because they are talking about the impact that this has had on the girl's life, the changes. Maybe the girl can open up to a psychiatrist. I mean, over here, when you see criminal cases like this, they bring all sorts of experts.
Yeah.
To ask questions, you know, to put them and cross-examine them. Yeah. Anything relating to this case. But I don't know, in Nigeria, I don't know the kind of evidence that they are looking for. In fact.
See, I've lost hope in Nigeria, even if they have it in front of them. I'm still saying now, who you know, that we have everything in front of them. Everything we show black and white that, yes, this guy is guilty of what he said is done. This guy has done this, he's done that, but they will still twist it. If they can come up and say because it happened 7 years ago and quote 1 year law, that someone just gave it to them and say, see, take this law and quote it.
Yeah.
They can
Yeah. Yeah, because you can use any law in Nigeria. You can use law to manipulate things. Yeah. Yeah. You can use it to manipulate things. Yeah. You can definitely use it to manipulate things.
Because honestly, the video alone, the main video alone is good enough. The one we've not seen.
Yes. Yes.
That one is good enough.
If that one was not good enough, the action of what he was saying, doing, what about his confession?
Yeah, but with that confession now, you know they're still twisting it.
So they want to change the case. This is what they're trying to do now. They want to change the case.
Yeah, they're twisting it like, oh, they're putting words in his mouth.
Who put words in his mouth? Nobody put what. Princess said, "Kinimo shefue." That's all she said. Kinimo shefue.
Was scared, and there were people there. That's what people are now saying. You know, that's what they are saying.
I've got Dami. Dami, you got something to contribute. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Auntie B. Auntie
Where
Joa.
are you?
I am in Canada, Regina, Canada.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes. I was one that commented on the fact that this is just even beyond the precedents that he set.
Right.
As I said, I have been a victim of sexual molestation, assault, whatever you want to call it. And it happened at the age of 3. And at the time, of course, this happened in the 90s. My mom had no support. My mom is just like Princess, like, you know, just feeling like she was, everything was her fault. And she didn't have enough support at the time. And so everyone begging and saying it's the devil and all that kind of stuff. So what Iyabo Ojo is doing is who I wish my mom had at that time, you know, that she felt so helpless, you know. So it's beyond, sorry, I'm getting emotional. It's beyond.
Okay. Take your time.
It's beyond. It's a lot. It feels like some part of me feels like I'm getting justice as well, you know. And I can tell you for a fact that that is not the only child that he's molesting.
Yeah.
If they go to the neighborhood that he's in, you know, all the call outs that they're doing and saying if anyone knows anybody, a lot of these people don't have access to social media.
Yeah.
They don't have access to, so they might not even be saying it, but I can guarantee you that because he can't suppress urges for 7 years. There are other people that he must have been doing all those things. He just got caught. You know. So see, in fact, yesterday when the news came out that they wanted to release him, I actually just left social media because it was a trigger. Like it was just like, okay, I can't, like, I mean, this is someone that has confessed. This is, I mean, there's video evidences. I'm not even going to talk about this, all the foolish people that were asking for videos, because we need to get something right in Nigeria. I think that in terms of education, it's a big problem, right? Because you still find people sharing videos. People don't understand that you are sharing child pornography I mean, sometimes the things you see online, that's why people can be asking, we want to see a video. If, Auntie, you are in a civilized society right now, if we know the implication of someone sending you a video, this is not that you had anything to do. Someone just sending you a child being molested.
You can't store it. You can't even look at it. It is against the law.
It's against the law. And I'm still seeing people saying, oh, he was framed. It was a setup. It was, I mean, how do you set somebody up to the point that his buckle is off? Like, how do you, what kind of, and we need to stop all this. I am a Christian, God-fearing, Bible-believing. We should stop blaming the devil for some, like,
Let me ask you this, Dami, if you don't mind.
Yes, ma'am.
Was your abuser, was he somebody close to your family?
Yes, it was a neighbor.
A neighbor?
Yeah.
And was he ever confronted by your family, your mom, or anyone in the family?
Yes. So he was actually taken to the police station. He was arrested, but it was one of those things of this happened we lived in Warri for a bit. And it was one of those things that people were begging and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
it was really her against everyone. Till today, my mom still cries about it, because it was not until I got here that I was able to get help. But the thing about it is that people don't realize that even if I'm in a good place in terms of, the way you affect, because it affected school, it affected, then in the 90s, people were not as enlightened as now. So they didn't even get me help afterwards. It was at my adult age that I had to deal with some of those things. But it never goes away. Till today, I still have flashbacks. It never, so even if you get help, it never goes away. So this is how somebody has just ruined an innocent girl's life.
Yeah.
Because of his I don't even know what to say.
I am so sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry. It's just sorry. I'm emotional. I've gotten over it.
No. You don't have to be sorry about that. You are so brave for you to even be able to speak about this openly. I mean, I think it's got to do with the fact that you dealt with it to a very large extent. You are so brave. And I just imagine, was your dad involved? Was he there? Because I know men tend to take these things very seriously. Or was it just your mom?
He was there, but he traveled a lot. So he actually wasn't around when it happened. And it wasn't until about 4 years ago that we told him what happened. And
So you mean your mom kept this from your dad? She never told him?
She didn't.
Oh my God.
She didn't. And that's why I sort of, I mean, I don't know what to say to that, because there are so many layers to it. As I said, it's even the general education of the whole thing that is involved with sexual abuse and rape and all of that, because there's that education of getting help. As I said, I didn't get help until about a few years ago, because it was one of those things that they even thought I would forget, because it happened when I was 3.
Yeah, that's what people keep saying, that the child will forget. No, they will have flashes. It happened to them in their body. They will have flashes. Yeah, 3, you were a child, but you will grow up and then you will remember the episodes. You have even though you don't remember everything. Because I have this conversation with a lot of people and they keep saying, oh, at 3, I can't remember. Because I told a story here. I don't know if you were here, Dami, on that first video that I did about this Baba Ijesha case. And I narrated a story about a young boy that was abused by the brother. And the mom said, oh, he's forgotten about it. But you don't know. You really don't know. The fact that you don't talk about it, I mean, I'm sure your mom probably doesn't know the impact that this has had on your life now, on you, even at your age now.
It was until recently when it became obvious, because at some point I would just have flashbacks. I would see the room that I'm in. The color of the wall was green. I was wearing a red and white sweater. I would see me doing acts on him. He would make me give him a blowjob. So it was just constant, and I knew that, okay, I don't watch porn. Where is this coming from? And I had to talk to her about it. I said, okay, Mom, I keep having these flashbacks of these things. There's something happened. And she broke down, because she said she thought I would have forgotten. Because it happened when I was 3, right? And she didn't know what to do.
You mean this person got away free and never received any punishment for this?
He's roaming around somewhere right now. We don't know where he is at the moment, but he's dead, and we don't know, he's somewhere,
I mean, does that not make you feel very angry that he was never held accountable and was begging that was accepted for something so grievous? Does it not make you mad?
It does. It did make me mad. And I think, first of all, talking to my mom, because again, that was when I also had the conversation with my dad, right? Talking to my parents about it and seeing, for my dad is a hothead.
Yeah, that's what is needed. That's what is needed. Your mom should have told him. Looking back, she should have told him. He would have dealt with it. Men know how to deal with these things. But women, our heart is too soft. He was begging, waiting. There's no begging. Your dad would have fixed him.
But sometimes, the mothers, they're even scared to tell the father. because they know the kind of reaction from the father, and they don't even want the father to say, oh,
it's your fault.
Of the children, I left them with you, you're doing this. We need to think about our Nigeria, and that happened back in Nigeria. That was in the 90s. You know how they behave, all this, you know how they behave. So mom will want to do her best to just keep it quiet, do what she can do.
But now we know that keeping quiet never solves it.
Yeah, it doesn't, because
just like Dami said, that Baba Ijesha has done it to other girls.
I said it earlier.
Her abuser has done this to other people because he got away with it. He was begging.
Sorry, I just want to ask you a question. Was he actually caught? Was the guy actually caught in the process, or?
No. So what happened was we lived in Warri for a bit, and our neighbors, like, sometimes, because it was hustle days, right? So my mom was working, my dad was a banker, so they would drop us at our neighbor's house to babysit, right? So she was like, I could barely even talk at that point in time. I came back and just told her that uncle is always making him give him a blowjob. Like, I described the act to her, right? So they confronted him, he confessed. So it wasn't like they caught him in the act, right?
He confessed.
So pretty much he was the devil, yada.
Yeah.
And so that was it. So it was a thing of, he won't do it again, is forgive, because I think he probably would have been like 19 to 21 thereabouts. So that he's young, that's not ruin his life.
What about your own life?
Life that is
your own life.
So
it's like they're always protecting the person that did the crime. You're always protecting that person, and the victim is left alone to suffer this. Why?
And one of the things that I also realized, in getting help, is that abuse is usually a cycle. So if nothing is done about it, so I know my mom has had a couple of experiences. So in her not being, making sure that I'm not stigmatized, I think was why she tried to do what she did. And it goes back to what I'm saying, that even with education, because when you look at some people's comments and they're saying, oh, let's forgive, people don't understand the implication of, like, it goes beyond that, know. So again, I would say they should lock him in jail. Princess was even nice that she was talking in the, I said, why are they talking too much? They should have beat him. Like,
his chop off his, and we
they need to start doing that. Just chop off his beats and everybody can rest. He will go. Let him go. If they chop off his beats, then he can go home. No jail time. That's
it. Forever, this car will be there, and he'll know if he tries doing it to somebody else. If he sees the sky, he'll be like, I beg, I don't want to do this.
I've got Luxury Bag here. Luxury Bag. Hello, sweetie. You're welcome.
How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you, darling? You look very lovely.
Thank you. I'm good.
Where are you joining us from? Are you in which country are you in?
USA, Minnesota.
Right. Do you want to contribute?
Yes.
Go on.
So I have shared on this platform before that when I was like 10, I was also molested by my stepbrother that we were living with at the time in Sierra Leone. Yes. So that happened for like 5 years. And most of these things, you don't have nobody to talk to.
Yes.
Because most of the time people won't believe you. So you just kind of kept it to yourself. So that kind of went along with me all through my teenage years, my adult years. I didn't date till I was 21 because just the touch of a guy, it triggers my mind back to what happened as a child.
So this was your stepbrother?
Yes. At the time we're living with. And I carried that scar with me for so long. And once I came to the US, I was so, even when I got married, I didn't even want to sleep with my husband because every time he touched me, that goes back so that and he will complain to the pastors in the church, like, sexually I'm dead and stuff like that. But nobody knows what's really going on with me mentally. So when I turned 30, I said, let me go and see like a therapist. So I, started seeing this therapist for years, for like 5 years. And then, things started getting better. I started getting over the trauma, because it's a traumatic experience. People don't know how traumatic it is to it happen to you. People's like, I'm watching most of the videos on social media. People like, oh, and especially females, like, forgive him. It's been 7 years, but that child will live with this forever. And people are saying that, oh, we want to see the video, what happened. Let's see the video before we can believe anything. This is the society that we live in Africa. Nobody believes anything a child will come out and say. That's why most of the time people get abused and don't say anything, because nobody will believe you at all. They just like kind of like.
How old were you when it happened?
From 9 all the way till like 14. From 9 to 14.
Wow. So yep. it was quite some time.
Yes.
And yep. what did your family do about this when they found out?
At the time, my mom she was in the US, so we were just living with siblings at the time, and then we weren't able to talk to her, so that I couldn't tell nobody. But when I told my stepsister, she didn't believe me. She said I was lying to her brother. I was trying to frame her brother for abuse. Yeah. Her brother is not that way and stuff like that. So for years, I just kept it to myself. I didn't say anything. I just kind of let it go on. Every night, it was the same routine. Every night, just let it go on. I didn't say nothing. I just kind of kept it alone.
Did he ever own up to what he did? This is family. This is your blood.
Never own up to anything. Never.
Is he still in Africa?
Yes, still in Sierra Leone. Yep. Nobody never apologized to me. Nothing. Nope. They just kind of just let me live with it like that. So when I'm watching all this thing play out on social media with this child, I was like, first of all, she's a minor. She's 14. Why would you guys want the video out there? That's in this country. That's a crime in the first place.
Yeah. So I don't think they're aware of that. I don't think they even know. People in Africa don't even realize that by asking for that video, you are breaking the law. You're committing a crime. Yep. Thank you so much, Luxury Handbags, for sharing. I hope you're in a better place now, because I know that trauma. Yeah, I will pray for you and Dami, and I pray that the Lord God will heal you and give you peace. And that trauma, I know there's no amount of counseling in helps, but ultimately is the Holy Spirit that can help you. Yep. And God alone is the one that can help you to heal truly, so you can have successful relationships. And that the thing that happened to you when you were a child, you had no control over. It wasn't your fault. It just happened because you were a child and you were vulnerable. You had no power to stop it. It wasn't because about what you wore or how you dressed or put in makeup or whatever. It's just some devilish satanic people that took advantage of your innocence as a child. And I just pray for divine and total healing for both of you. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Auntie B.
Thank you, darling. I appreciate you. I'll take the call now, Diola, and then I'll come to you. Someone has been holding. Hello, good evening. Yeah. Who am I speaking with, please? Yeah, can you turn down the volume of your device where you are watching me from and speak a bit louder so we can hear you? So you should be listening to me on the phone, not on the on YouTube. Hello, can you hear me? It's very, very low. Your volume is very, very low. Yeah, go on. Can you hear me better now? Okay. Just to add on to what your panelists have all said, to be honest, it's a huge problem, more than what we can even think or imagine. You will be shocked how many neighbors you live amongst who are practicing pedophiles, not just Can you guys hear? They can't hear you. They can't hear you. People are saying they can't hear you, Auntie. Yeah, let me call you back. I'll call you back. Sorry, ma. Okay. I'll come back to you, Adiola. I got a couple of calls. Eight missed calls. A lot of people want to join. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
Good. Thank you for the opportunity. It's so unfortunate that this is the conversation that we're having. I hope everybody can you hear me okay?
Yeah, can you speak a bit louder so my audience can hear you? Just
yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, perfect. So first I just want to say the whole situation, I mean, I've been viewing, I'm not a Nigerian. I mean, you don't have to be Nigerian to empathize, sympathize.
Yeah.
I'm obviously a woman, I'm a mother as well.
Yeah.
And I've also been through the same thing.
Yeah.
Just like the lady before, I think luxury handbag.
Yeah.
And just my own little kind of input. It's really important for parents, especially African parents, really to talk to your children.
Yeah.
And to not be too busy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
When I was abused, it was actually it was a stepbrother. And it was from about the age of 3 as well.
Yeah.
Till about 10.
Yeah.
10 years old.
Yeah.
Maybe 11. And the whole time, my mom, I mean, we just moved to a new country. And there was like immigration issues and other things. Obviously, the burdens of looking after family back home. So there was a lot of things happening in the house already.
Yeah.
So it was easy to overlook.
Yeah. What country are you from? Are you from Sierra Leone as well?
No, Uganda.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. So obviously, as now that I have my own children,
yeah,
I just became, and I went through that experience. I'm so particular, and also it just made me more observant.
Yeah.
I feel like when you go through that experience, you're on like high alert.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's to your own detriment, and maybe for your kids as well, because then it's like you become overpowering, or maybe it's like an obsessive kind of nature. So for a long time, I didn't date. For a long time again.
Yeah, you didn't date. Yeah.
Had my daughter,
yeah, because you didn't want people to notice.
You know, and I had my daughter quite young.
Yeah.
And then when obviously it was time to date somebody other than her father, it was like an internal battle, because at this time I hadn't ever told anybody what had happened as an adult. I'd never told anybody, but I now had a girl child, and my relationship had ended, and I was obviously maybe going to meet somebody else, and like it was like a internal mental torture.
Right. Did you get any help? Have you been able to get any help?
I haven't got help. Even to today, it's still something that, I mean, I did eventually, I just kind of told my family maybe like 7 years ago.
Wow.
Kind of told them the experience, like what happened, you know, and I'm 35 now. So this was just 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And this person is obviously in my family.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I think the shame or the guilt that person had, somehow in my past, he disappeared, but he had also done the same thing to another stepsister. Did you tell your parents about this? Yeah, I told them this 7 years ago. And they didn't do anything about it? I mean, there was really nothing more to do at the time. I mean, half of the family, his father obviously believed him. Yeah. Didn't believe me. Yeah. My parents are not together. Yeah, that's one of the main problem. They don't believe the children. When they say something, they don't believe them. Yeah. It's very hard to see children making up these things. If adults sometimes, yes, but children, hardly ever. Hardly. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate your support and your I hope you get the help that you need. Please get some help. As you can hear from Dami and the luxury bags that joined us, it goes a long way to help you psychologically. Please get some help, and we'll be praying for you as well. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
Do you mind if I use a pseudonym, please?
Yeah, that's fine. Everybody does.
All right. I want to share my own personal story. Good evening, Sis Bridget.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I've been following your program for I think a year now, and I really like what you do.
Thank you.
I live here in the United Kingdom. I probably will call you later and tell you where I live and everything.
Right.
I live here in the United Kingdom.
Right.
Now, I want to share my own story. I've been following this news passionately.
Yeah.
And not just even with the color, anything to do with abuse triggers me.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I can kind of give a brief to my life story.
Yeah.
I lost my dad when I was a child. I was under 5 when my dad died. So obviously, my mom was quite vulnerable because she was a young woman at the time as well. And we were living here in the UK. Obviously, we had to relocate back to Nigeria. And I ended up living with an aunt that was meant to be a protective factor for me. Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go on.
Yeah. Okay. I was meant to live with an auntie who was meant to be a protective factor for me. Unfortunately, that destroyed my life.
Wow.
My auntie just got married at the time. Well, I started living with her when she shortly got married. So I started being abused from the age of 16 until I was 15.
Who did that? Was it the husband?
It wasn't just the husband. So I was surrounded by rings of pedophiles.
Oh my God.
Right? So I had my auntie's husband, obviously, who was doing whatever he was doing. I had cousins, as in my cousins.
Wow.
I was surrounded by rings of pedophiles. Then there was also neighbors, right?
So this is the case of you being left alone here with your family member while your mom went back to Nigeria because you'd lost your dad.
No. I want to spare you the long story on your program. I probably could call you later.
Yes.
I'm actually looking to connect with the film industry and document my story.
If you want to share your story, if you want to come online, you don't need to show your face. We can talk later.
I don't want to sell my story. I don't want to sell the story.
If you want to share your story, you could come and I will do one-to-one with you. You don't need to show your face. You don't need to use your real name. So you can have the whole time just to tell us your own experience. That's fine.
How do I do that?
Yeah.
You mean on your program just now?
Yeah, my program, but not right now because obviously we got other people that want to contribute now, but we can arrange a time that is suitable.
Okay,
yeah, and we'll do that.
Problem.
Yeah.
We can always do that later.
Yeah, but on this case,
yeah,
we can do that. But on this case, I mean,
yeah,
there's a lot going on. Yeah.
On this particular case, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, for my own self, I was abused from the age of 6 up until I was 15. Now, it was such a long stage of abuse, right? And obviously, because mine wasn't just like, it wasn't just one perpetrator. I'm talking of about 12 of them.
My goodness.
Right? And all these people are people who gained trust within the household. So for me, I was tagged as a very stubborn girl. Of course,
rebellious girl. Well, sorry to interrupt you, but did your auntie not find out all this was going on? You're talking about how many people were living in the house?
Well, I'll tell you what happened, right? With her husband, I did mention to her, right? And at the time I mentioned, I have to be honest, by the time I mentioned to her, I think I was 11 at the time, right? Originally, my auntie was quite, well, she is a very nasty lady.
Ah.
So unfortunately, you know, if you understand the pattern of abuse, right? The perpetrators, they look at the protective factor before the strike. So my auntie was just someone who had so much venom in her, right? And because I was this child who was always behaving, who was always being heady, who was always being tagged as stubborn, like you say in Nigeria, right? I was so stubborn, you know, I wouldn't listen. But nobody sat me down to ask what was the reason behind my behavior.
Yeah.
But that was the only way I could defend myself.
Yeah, because you chose rebellion, you know, to protect yourself.
I was rebellious.
Yeah.
And one thing that also allowed that to thrive was my auntie ensured that I never had direct contact with my mom.
Wow.
Right? Now, I had a maternal grandmother who comes to the house. But what had happened was when my maternal grandmother came, I kind of, as a child, obviously, you have to look for your own easy way of having conversation. So there are things I had told my maternal grandmother, and she's confronted my aunt. So the moment my maternal grandmother goes back to her base, right, the abuse intensified.
Wow.
And on top of that, I mean, physically as well, I was always being, because every time I refused to be touched, or every time I refused to do blowjobs, every time I refused oral sex, right, I got beaten. There were times I got beaten naked. I've got scars.
Right.
Sure. I can do videos. Every scar on my body, I can tell you what.
Were you not going to school?
I was going to school again. I come from a very affluent family, right?
So you didn't mention it to any of your teachers?
Naija.
I had a teacher then, back in Warri, Mrs. Azimi.
Because sometimes teachers can be protective factors as well.
Well, one of my teachers did pick up, but she was, the days of, what did they call the name of this teaching, whatever that they used to do, because my auntie used to teach. She was a teacher in the College of Education. So they used to have these student teachers who come to do teaching practice. Yes, that's what it was called. So this lady happens to be one of the students from the school at the time, right? And I didn't tell her what happened, but I think she kind of stopped on it. But again, because my auntie was her practice, I don't know what it's called, like she's the one that has to pass her.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So obviously it was like our dirty little secrets. We have to keep our dirty little secrets. Right? But the abuse went on for years.
Wow.
I couldn't keep friends in school because for me, I felt really dirty. And going out of the house, unfortunately, became a safe haven for me.
Wow.
Coming back home wasn't safe. Staying out was a safe haven. And till date, I still keep myself to myself. I've been married twice.
Wow.
Every time my husband has tried to with me, I feel so dirty.
Oh.
And because of that, I have not been able. I mean, yeah, I have friends and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can't maintain. It's difficult to maintain relationship. I mean, your case is, I mean, people are sharing their own, but I don't think I've heard anyone that is so bad.
And unfortunately for me, the two guys I've been married to, they like to, I don't want to be explicit.
Both of them at the same time. Yeah. Yeah.
Which are things that brings back memory. So, yes, the kind of job I do just now, I work closely with children, right? I'm in a very trusted job. But I can spot abuse from a distance. I can smell abuse from a distance. Now, why am I saying all of this? When this lady princess, when I watched her the video yesterday, I could see where she was coming from. But one thing is, yes, people are asking for videos and whatever it is. Like some people have said, the long-term effect is not even with the adult.
Yeah.
It's actually with the child.
It's the child, yeah, and definitely with the child. You are an adult now, and you are talking. I mean, the consequences of what happened to you as a child. I mean, I know your case
I'm
is.
actually in my 40s. I'm in my mid-40s.
Yeah.
And that happened when I was 6 up until I was 15.
Yeah. And you've been married twice. You said it's affected your relationship.
Yeah.
You don't want to. Men are just. My sister, please save my number and let's talk later. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Like you say in the Nigerian system, right?
Yeah.
I know people have been saying, oh, mothers need to talk to their children, blah, 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 blah. Yes, that's one part of it, right?
Yeah.
But I think just like the UK is not a perfect system either.
Yeah.
But I think we need to learn to train ourselves, right? Whether mothers, professionals, whatever. We need to learn to train ourselves in a way whereby when a child is doing something that they're not used to doing.
Yeah, when they change.
We shouldn't see. Personally, I am a Christian. I don't know how I maintain Christianity. Because the people around me that abused me, there were people that went to church back to back.
Yeah, yeah. It happens in the church. What about Busala? Thank you so much, my sister. Well, I'm going to talk to you later on. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. And I hope that and pray that we'll do more, we'll talk more, and then I just ask for the peace of the Lord to be with you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, so guys, Adiola, what do you have to say to that? 12 people, only one tiny small girl. 12. Kilori something, eh?
In fact, I don't even know what she went through at that time mentally. And you know, it's so sad when you're going through certain things and you don't even know who to face, who to talk to, who would believe you. And like she said, going out was like the saving grace for her. But
she said so many things that she didn't bath for a long time. She didn't allow anybody. Her own is this one. Is serious. I am a Nikao. This world, there are wicked people in this world, though. There are people that will make heaven are very few in that country. The people that will make heaven, they are very, very few.
Bella had said it, animal in human skin. There are a lot of men out there.
Too much. This is too much. Look at people jumping all over it. Somebody has come from Uganda. Somebody from Uganda, Sierra Leone. Everybody's calling. Africans, these are the things that they've been bottling up all these years. These women have not been able to talk about it.
What I want to
do. We carry religion for head pass.
Imagine we will be saying, oh Lord, oh this, oh that. What I
have a caller. Yeah, hello.
Hello, good evening, Sister Obodo Oyinbo TV.
Thank you very much. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm going to be using a pseudonym. I'll call myself Fumi, and I'm calling from Scotland.
Excellent. Go on.
I have been following the story of Princess and her daughter as well, and also I'm just going to run a short a short story about myself as well. So I was a child. I was an abused child as well.
Oh my
at the age of 8. My dad tenants.
How many people have called to say that they've been abused? Who's taking record for me? Common sense sisters, please. Let's be count. This is too much. Go on, my sister, please. Fumi, go on. Are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you, Fumi.
So this was under a pretext. This brother will go to church, he will pray, and my mom holds a shop in the front of the house. So he will buy something, and he will ask my mom to ask me to bring it. So as an innocent child, I know nothing. I will take it there, and he will start he will be erected. He will sit me on his laps and grind against me. And he threatened me if you tell anybody. And at that time, there was a rife robbery cases in our area then.
Yes, go on. Hello, I think we've got some connection issues there. Fumi. Oh, and she's been trying to get in. I'll call her back. Let me just quickly call her back. Oh my God, it's
so sad.
This is too much. This is just too much. It's overwhelming. This is just overwhelming.
Hello?
Yeah, Fumi, carry on, please.
Thank you for calling back. So it's affecting my relationship right now. Like every time I get down with my husband, I feel dirty. I don't even feel any connection. So
how old were you when this happened with your dad?
I was 8 years old, and it continued up until I was 14. I remember I was in secondary school. I was in GSS 3, and I can't even make friends.
Did you tell your mother what was happening?
No, but I actually told my husband a couple of years ago, and the way he took it, it was not helpful in any way.
So all these years, you never told anybody. You didn't tell your mother.
No.
And who was this man to you? Was he a neighbor?
Yeah, I think she said a neighbor.
She said a neighbor that she will come and buy things from the mom's store and tell her to bring it in the pretense.
So Yeah, so I'm thinking of taking therapy, but I just, with this lockdown, I've not been able to do so. So in a way, it's affected my marriage in a lot of ways.
So
it's just...
So your husband was not supportive when you told him why you were behaving, I mean, why you were not so free when it comes to sexual relations with him?
No, it felt maybe I'm just happy denying him, you know. And for me, I would, if it's possible for me to just stay in the house without my husband coming near me, I will be the happiest woman on earth.
Yeah, oh my show. So this connection is really it keeps cutting. Oh my God. That's a pity that the husband was not supportive. I mean, but then again, the husband, if he's a Nigerian or an African, I'm not too surprised. It's the same way that
he's an African.
Yeah, he's an African, so I'm not too surprised. The same way that we react when we hear things like this. You know, it seems that you are making an excuse.
See this Baba Ijesha case. If I was in, I don't wish to be in Princess case, but if I was in a case, I would have castrated him before handing him over to the police.
That's the thing.
I pray she gets justice for that girl.
Do you think he's going to get justice in Nigeria? In Nigeria? I don't know. For me, I have to let you go because the connection is quite bad. But thank you so much for calling us and sharing your own experience. So Fumi is an adult now and she's married, and she's saying that because of what happened to her as a child, that it's affected her marriage. Yeah. What do you have to say to all this? This is like people cannot wait to get it off their chests. What's happened to them?
People are looking for who to talk to, who to just release tension out of. I don't know, and it's so sad. It's really sad that most of the people calling are, you know, our color, Dudu, you know, African and all that. When you tell your, I don't know. I really don't know. The one I'm still thinking about in my head is that lady that came from London. Her father died, so she had to go to Niger and stay with 11 people. Why? Do they want to kill her? Do they other? That's what I want to know.
The wickedness.
They know each other. Are they still alive? If
they will go to church and do as if they are doing abstinence, so that they don't have girlfriend. Especially the ones that go to all these deeper life churches, all these gym churches that all these churches where they say they will be doing brother as if they are not doing, they don't know how to do.
They're doing
They're not doing, they don't have girlfriend, they are not sleeping with anybody, but their house, they have a small child there that they are taking advantage of because of their innocence.
And that's why this Baba Ijesha too is doing the same thing. You know, it's the likes of the Baba Ijesha that we're talking about here now.
You see why it's so important? Please, if you've been trying to call in and you couldn't get in, the line is free now. Call back in. Those who are calling me, call back in now. Or send a text if you don't want to call in. You don't need to use your real name. And this is for me texting. She said, my abuser is still alive and I was told he has no children. He will never have children.
Have children. Let's go and come.
She said he prays and go to church endlessly. You see,
and if I don't let me curse the poor child has not come to earth, so it's him. Because I was going to say, if he has children,
he will do it to he will do it to the child. Yeah, he will do it to the child. So God is not a God of evil. He doesn't do evil. It's human beings that do evil.
Confess. I wish all of them can just come out and confess. You know, when they say thunder strikes somebody, then you know just as confessing all your sins.
Yeah, it's the long-term impact that it has. You see why this thing is not just a matter of Baba Ijesha alone? Can you see now, Adiola, that this is not a matter of Baba Ijesha and Princess alone? It's for every victim, like Fumi, like all the numerous women that have called in tonight, and the thousands of women out there that have no voice, they have no platform. They haven't been able to voice out, what they've been through.
And it's happened to them. They were young, and now they're adults, and they can still remember. They still have flashback. They still, no, it's so sad.
Yeah. It's for all the women, all the young girls out there that they couldn't tell anybody. Those who they didn't believe, those who they said, oh, you are lying, and all the people out there that had no opportunity to voice out, that they are speaking out now to say, this happened to me as a child. My abuser is still out there, like Fumi said. If you were trying to call me, please call back. Call back if you're trying to call me earlier on. Dami says that we should create a safe place. We need to create a safe place for survivors. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Obodo Oyinbo TV show.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. What's your name, please?
Hi, I'm going to use the name. My name is Chichi.
Yeah, Chichi, go on.
Hi, I just wanted to contribute to what is happening at the moment. This Baba Ijesha story. It's just a pity, you know, and I want to say, like every other person, that I went through an abuse as well, you know, and it wasn't even only by the man who is supposed to be like an uncle to the family. There were aunties as well.
Yeah.
To shock you.
What do you mean by that? There were aunties too, please.
Yeah.
Aunties were abusing you as well.
Abusing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Le bâton.
Well, we lived at the time.
Le bâton.
There were neighbors. These aunties were neighbors. It was actually the first auntie who would bring me into the room in the night and ask me to touch her round, to suck her boobs and all that. And she brought in her friend as well.
How old were you?
At the time, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't tell anyone. I just felt, okay, this auntie, I didn't know what to think. Because you know, when they bring you into the house, they lie to you and they say all sort of things to you, oh, you're a good girl, they just praise you.
How old were you when this happened?
Oh my God, I can't really remember, but I think I was in primary school. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
School, yeah, more into primary school.
Did you tell your parents?
I couldn't tell anyone, honestly. I didn't tell my parents. It was just a few months back when I went to Africa that my mom was sick then. I went to see her and I opened up to her. Something happened in the family. And I told her that you guys are saying all these things. Do you know what I've been through? And I told them that I was abused by so and so and so and so. And she busted out. Everyone started crying. We all started crying at home. You know, so I thank God I've been able to manage myself, really.
Have you got some help? Did you get any therapy since?
I didn't honestly did not get any help, but I've just been able to go through life. I'm in my 40s as well. I've just been able to go through life by myself. It was just recently that I told my daughter about it. Wow. And she was like, Mom, you kept all this to yourself. Why did you not say something to people then? And I said, honestly, I don't know what happened at the time.
Did it not affect your relationships? I mean, a lot of survivors have told us how this has impacted on their relationship as adults. Did this not have any impact on your relationships when you became an adult?
Honestly, no. I wouldn't say it affected me like that. So I'm very wary with men, really.
Right.
I don't just give in. They say to me that you're very stubborn.
Yeah.
And I can't tell anyone where that stubbornness is coming from. I just thank God the way my own mentality has really, the way that I've seen life and the way that I've taken life. I just be strong in myself and I don't take shit anymore from men. I must say I'm a very strong girl, and I feel sorry for these other women who have not been able to who it has been difficult for them to manage themselves.
Yeah, in your own case, it's not just men, it's women as well. Did you ever face your abusers? Did you confront them?
No way. No way. No, I didn't.
And these are mothers now. They have children as well, don't they?
Oh, yeah. Even the uncle at the time had children. And the ladies too. Now they have children, yes.
Thank you so much, Chichi. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. I wish you the very best. Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh my God. Okay. That's another dimension again, no? Adiola. Kí la tún fẹ́ sọ no eléyìí báyìí?
Ọ̀rọ̀ pèsè jẹ́ as in. That's a Yoruba way of saying, you know, we don't know what to say again. As in.
Hello?
Yeah, we got someone on the line. Yeah, hello, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Miss Bridget. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. Who am I speaking with? And where are you calling from, please?
Okay, I'm calling from the US and from Maryland.
Okay, go ahead. What should we call you?
You can call me Fumi.
Okay, another Fumi. Okay, it's a favorite name tonight.
So it's funny. This is going to be my first time ever connecting on a live show. I hardly ever do, but I've watched you since you started. I remember since you started. So
thank you.
And I do appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
I'm not so much into you know, I do listen a lot, but I don't comment a lot, you know, but I just had to say this because I just had a quick point, and I'm just going to make it short. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be the same thing, like, you know, when I was probably about, I'll say 7 or 8, I was abused as well.
Right.
And this was by a lesson teacher.
A lesson teacher. Yeah.
Lesson teacher.
Yeah, we talked about lesson teacher, drivers, domestic staff the other time. Go on.
And it was by a lesson teacher, and what he did was, you know, I usually will go to lesson early, you know, after we come back from school, just because, you know, they have all the things on the board, and I'll just, you know, just try to get my work done. And, you know, I'm very short. I'm not a tall person, so I was very small. So one day the teacher came and just, you know, pulled up my dress and used his finger. That's what he did. And of course, the same line, don't say anything, you know, yada, yada, and that was it. So the next day I was supposed to go to lesson again, and I refused to go. So I just stood inside my room, and my mom was like, why aren't you going to the lesson? I said, I'm not going.
Yeah.
She figured out there was something wrong.
Yeah.
She said, what's wrong with you? So I told my mom what happened. So it was just one day. I did not let it, you know, because my mom knew there was something wrong, and she stayed on me.
Yeah.
She didn't say, she just stayed by me and said, you know, and that was how I told my mom, and all hell broke loose.
Right.
My father found out about it because she told my father, and they had to summon the teacher, and of course it was really big thing. Of course, like I've heard earlier, you know, it was all, you know, they had to call the ballet of where I lived, and I lived in Lagos, and because my father was going to throw him in jail, and this was like in the I would say 70s, yes.
Yeah.
And you know, so but of course by the time they called everybody, you know, they begged and begged and begged.
They always beg. Why do they freaking beg?
Yeah, and that's, I know, and that's what they.
It's not a begging matter. It's a crime. It's not a begging matter.
I know. So, and then after that, but that was it. And my mom stopped me from going to the lesson, and that was the end of it.
Do you know if you did it to other children in the lesson, because you are not the only person in the lesson?
And you know, in those days, I don't even think people go think that deep. Where my question with the, you know, what we're talking about now is, okay, who else had this guy done it to? So, but in those days, I don't think anybody was thinking that direction.
Yeah.
But there's something that I'm going to say though. You always have the flashback, but in my own case, I was able to heal because I told my mother.
Right.
And I told my dad. So I was able to heal. But like everybody has said, you always, when they talk about it, it's sensitive, you know, and then, you know, it's really, really sensitive. Now, unfortunately for this man, of course, I will see him in the area. I don't talk to him. Unfortunately for him, when I served in his school. His son was my student.
Jeez.
This teacher, his son was my student. And when you're talking about, I know that so many people online who don't, but I'm going to say it in Yoruba. The boy was one Olodo, Bombele, knew nothing. And I just looked at him.
The sins of the father.
Yes, I just looked at him and I said, but out of my heart, I helped him. But you know what I told him? I said, go home and go and tell your teacher that so and so and so and so is your mom. So, you know, a lot of times in our society, a lot of us have not gotten help, and it lingers on, and it has affected.
Yeah, that's one thing I was going to say. A lot of people that called, I think it was only Dami and Luxury Bag that said that they got help. A lot of other people said, oh, the last caller, Chichi, said it didn't affect me. But I want to believe that there's no way you survive abuse, and whether you are conscious of it or conscious of it, it's affected you.
So the thing is, the reason, so the word, I'm not going to use the word it doesn't affect, because it affects you when anytime you have a touchy subject like this, that is it affecting
it triggers you.
Now it triggers it, but you healing from it now depends on what happened. I guess maybe if I had not, like everybody else, just kept quiet, I can guarantee you I will probably be a broken person, and that's just the reality.
And that was because you told your mom immediately.
Yes.
And your parents supported you. Thank God for parents that were understanding, even as far back as in the 70s. And
that was what helped me. And one more thing I'm going to say, because I'm not going to take too much of your time because I have to go, is we talk so much about all these the perpetrators. We need to talk more about getting help for the victims. And that's where I don't see a lot of it. Everybody's out there shouting, how about the child?
What about the child?
This child is going to be broken. I mean, she never healed when she was 7. The same man comes again. You can imagine.
It's revisiting the trauma. It's opened the wound. You see the video I posted. Thank you so much, Fumi. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling in. Hello, Fumi, are you there?
Yes, yes, and thank you so much. And I'll continue to talk this. I'm still listening online, but I gotta go because I'm at work.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your experience.
Bye. And thanks for everybody who shared their story.
Bye. Bye-bye. So guys, Fumi is talking about help for victims. It's crucial. The help for the victims. And I got a text message here, Diola, before we talk more. Somebody has texted me. I think he's been trying to get in. He's a boy or he's a man. Please call back. It's in the US. It's just texted me. If you were trying to text me before and you couldn't get through, my brother, please can you call back in? Say, hey, Bridget, this is Didi. And I was abused as a child at the age of 3 by a relative. I am a guy. I am now in my 40s. I live in Canada. This all happened in Naija.
This Naija, God should just put fire there.
Hold on a minute. Didi, please, if you want to call me on WhatsApp, you don't need to want to hear from you, because it's always good to hear from men, because we think it's only women. Chichi, hold on a minute. I've added you, but just hold on. I'll talk to you in a minute, my dear. So, Diola, now we are seeing different dynamics in the matter bar. The woman has come to say, Chichi said that he was abused by both men and women, right?
Yeah. Can you imagine? Women too do this thing, no? They do it.
They do it not to boys, but to girls, young girls.
Oh, some women do it to younger boys as well.
Oh, yes. Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Hold on.
Yeah, can you turn down the volume of your YouTube, please?
Yes.
Thank you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from London, and my name is Teresa.
Right. What do you have to say, please?
No, I'm just calling in. I'm just like, this is a thing that's been going on from day one, and it's just really disheartening. It really is. I'm not from Nigeria, but I come from Jamaica. My family comes from Jamaica, and it's really rife there as well.
Yeah.
And, I know in Jamaica at the moment that there's some YouTubers that are naming and shaming the abusers.
Right.
So they're doing something out there, and they also there is somewhere to go for help now.
Right.
For victims. And I hope this is something that can be reflected in the, Nigeria as well, or the whole of Africa.
Yeah.
Or the Black diaspora.
Black, yeah, absolutely. You're right. Thank you so much, Teresa. Yeah, it's a problem. Yeah, it's a big problem, and we need to talk about it. We need to have help for victims as well. And
yeah, definitely.
And with this particular case, what we are fighting for at the moment is getting justice for the victim, making sure that there's justice. Because I think the healing starts from when there is justice.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
that's it.
Definitely.
Because without justice, that girl, I mean, the video, Adiola, I was going to talk to you about it. Yeah. There's a part of the video when he was confessing that the girl started attacking Baba Ijesha.
Yeah.
She was attacking the man. They had to hold her.
Yeah. Why should they hold her? I would have left her, let her deal with him, because that's the way she could do it. There are people there. She can, release all the anger in her on him because she's got people to protect her. But when there were nobody there, she couldn't do much. The only thing she could do was just maybe push his hand away, tell him, leave me, if he misses out, that kind of a thing. Yeah. But she could not physically deal with him because obviously it will overpower her.
Yeah, the issues that we have in Africa are similar to the Caribbean as well. In Jamaica, I mean, I have a lot of Jamaican subscribers. They tell me everything I talk about Nigeria happens in Jamaica as well. So we have common problems. Yeah.
Identical.
Yeah.
And the thing is, well, I went to, I think it was maybe about 8 years ago now, and it was my worst experience ever in Jamaica. I mean, Jamaica is a beautiful island, and I always have fun when I go there. But on this particular occasion, my cousin's daughter, who was at the time about 26, she now lives in America, but she'd come to visit at the same time I was in Jamaica. And for some reason, she trusted in me and told me what happened to her. And she started it was on her father's side of the family. She started being abused at the age of 6. And she'd be abused and then just thrown into a bush. And it carried her all the way to when she left to go to America as well. Wow. So it was really right on her father's side of the family. And she said to me, the day that she said no was the day that it stopped. And she said that she wished that she'd said no at 6 years old.
Yeah, because children don't know. They are confused. They don't even understand it. They don't know what's happening to them. And don't forget that these perpetrators always threaten them. They threaten them. They do all sort of things. If you tell anybody something, one of the victims that shared her experience said that the perpetrator said is medicine. It's good for you. As a child, you believe the adults, especially if it's somebody that is trusted. A trusted adult, your uncle is telling you, oh, this is medicine, it's good for you. You believe it. Yeah. Thank you so much for calling, Teresa. They are sick people. We need to get rid of them.
Oh, please, definitely.
We will. Yeah, I appreciate you calling. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah. Yeah.
So how is that medicinal for the girl, please? I need to know.
Yeah, these are children. They don't know any better. Yeah, Chichi, you're here. Sorry, my love. We've been taking calls. Let me talk to you now. But Spatsy says, my mom did not believe me when I told her at 18. I left home at 19. She did not speak to me for 2 years. We're talking now. However, it has never been discussed. I'm in my 50s now. So, yeah. Yeah. It has never been discussed. It's a taboo for it to be discussed. Yeah. Yeah. It is a taboo. People.
I have a similar experience.
Go on, my dear.
I was 6 years old because I come from a family of, these Christian homes.
Yeah, if you have any device where YouTube is talking, just mute it for me, darling, please.
No, I don't.
You don't?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Do you have your YouTube volume up, Adiola?
No, at all.
Okay, go on, Chichi.
So I come from this Christian home that is just school and church. So when I was 6 years old, I could still remember, I went to church and it was almost a Sunday morning, and I was pressed and I went to the toilet. That was how one boy followed me. It was not a boy, it was a man. He followed me to the toilet and he started putting his hands inside me. So I didn't tell anyone, even till now, Now I'm married with like 5 kids. I'm just saying it now for the first time.
This is the first time you're saying it?
Yes.
Wow.
And so after that, I had another experience. After like 4 years, we stopped that church and we went to another church. So in that church again, I went to get snack from it was just opposite the church, and the place I went to get snack, I was almost, in fact, the guy there, he almost teared me apart, but I think I escaped because ever since that day, I've been so scared about men. So it was like an experience that I just tried to escape. I ran out and all of that. In fact, a bike almost cleared me because I had to cross the road without even looking. So after that, my parents had issues with, my mom and dad had issues, so we had to leave there. So I left my parents' house and I was taken to like my maternal home, where my cousin almost raped me, and my mother's sister's husband, like the husband and son, were like just like, yes, the husband and son, they were disturbing me almost every night. But so with the first experience, like I'm shaking now, I'm talking like I'm shaking. Gosh. Okay. So
oh
my God.
Take your time.
Take your time. Continue, bye.
Oh.
Wow. She said this is the first time she's speaking about it, and she got
all her back later.
She's overwhelmed. I wish I can. She joined us by the link. I don't have her number. Oh my God. So many broken lives.
Back and, try and talk to them, because sometimes all you need is someone to talk to, really. Someone to talk to, check on, and that's all.
Thank you, Chichi. Thank you for trusting us to share your story. And I tell you, this is why we keep making these videos, because it's not just because we want to talk about Baba Ijesha. It's not that important.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about him, it's about the issue. It's a bigger issue. How many people have called us tonight now, sharing their experiences? Common Sense Sisters, can you please refresh my memory? This is a bigger issue. It's bigger than Baba Ijesha. You are not here because I am tired. I've worked today for 7 hours. But I'm still sitting here tonight, and I invited my friend to join me because I said I can't do this alone. It's too much. It's depressing. This is Chichi. She's never, ever spoken about it. But you know why? For an adult to open up on a show like this, she has never told her family member. She's never told anybody in her life because she's seen other people sharing. She's seen other people talking openly about it. So that has encouraged her. And you can see that she was so overwhelmed.
I'm so, I don't know.
There's a lot of broken people out there. People, too many broken people out there, my people. So many people are broken. They're just going around with trauma, unresolved trauma. They've got no one to talk to. And you guys tell us that we get emotional when we talk about these things. But did you listen to all the people that are calling in? If you are just joining us now. We've done almost 2 hours. Please watch it back and listen to. These are people that it wasn't arranged. I don't know them before. I don't know where they are. I don't know where they live. I don't have their phone number. These are just people who have been following this story.
Bridget, let me just go for 5 minutes, then I'll be back, please.
All right, sweetie. It's fine. So, you guys have seen. This is it. This is it. This thing is bigger. It's 10 colors, yeah? Okay. Thank you. Common Sense Sisters. Thank you. So we got 10 colors already. Did you add the person that texted me? There's somebody that texted me here, a guy. You said 7 people via phone, 3 people via live stream that were brave to share their story. Thank you so much to everyone. There's this guy. Add that person. We'll make it 11. He said, let me read it from the top again. Hey, Bridget, this is Didi. I was abused as a child at the age of 3 by a relative. I've got a call coming in. Let me take this, then I'll come back. I want to read this. Hello, can you turn down your YouTube, please?
I have. Sorry.
Thank you so much. Who's calling?
I'm gonna have to hide my name.
That's fine. That's fine.
So basically, I am in UK, and I came here when I was, say, about 13, 14, and the reason being is basically my own father basically abused me. So I'm so glad that my mom, she was into books, education. Her family is like that. My dad's side is not like that, and I remember the day that I not had enough. I went to boarding school, for my Form 1. So when I came back, my father was acting a bit weird. And it happened so long, from like the age of, say, 8 until 13. So at that time, because you watch movies and you speak to people, you learn things. So when I came home and that started doing, he started behaving like that again, I thought to myself, I'm going to tell my mom. So I waited for her. After work, she came and I told her, and I remember the slap, the only slap she gave me.
Your mom slapped you?
Yeah, because when I said to her, this is what's been going on, sorry, I'm shaking. This is what's been going on, she thought I was lying. So she asked me to repeat it, and then she slapped me, and I repeated it. So she said, okay, cool. And then my dad came home from work. She asked me to repeat what happened, and I repeated to say, okay, Mom, this is what's been happening.
Yeah.
And, he's been doing that, and he denied it.
Right.
And she was so upset, and she was like, between you two people, I don't know who's lying, and I'm not Nigerian.
Right.
So she asked me to repeat again, and I said it again. And my dad was a violent man. He would beat my mom. He would do all sorts. My mom is a very hardworking, intelligent, went to uni. So it's not like she's not aware, but she wanted the truth out of stuff. So I remember she put us in the car. We went to my dad's family, and she told them, and they told her to keep it in the family.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a case of, he was denying it. They knew that this is something that happens in the family, or had happened, which I learned after, this came out, because I spoke. Nobody spoke about it. And they were defending my dad.
Did you remain in the house? Did your mom remain in that relationship with you after this came out?
No. My mom, this is why I think I sent you a text. My mom stood up for me.
Good.
Even though she slapped me at that time, I think it was her trying to, I was scared.
Yeah.
So my dad, he used to abuse her, beat her, and all sorts, money. My mom earns more. He never kept jobs, good jobs as well. So I think it was a case of, if you're saying the truth, you're going to say it.
Yeah.
So when she slapped me, it wasn't, now I learned not to take offense to it. She was upset. Any mother would be upset, but she stood for me. We went to the family, and like I said, she explained what happened, and they all said, "Oh, you don't say these things to outside the family. You keep in the family." My mom was like, "No," and she had late brothers. Now they're gone. Who was a lawyer? People who are affluent. Anyway, they didn't believe. They said, "Oh, they believed," but they said, "Don't say anything." Anyway,
don't say anything. Hide it.
Don't say anything. Why are you bringing it? You don't speak like this outside the family. It has happened before. Who has spoken? Why would you say such a thing?
Yeah. So there was a history. There was a history there.
There's a history there, and the history I only learned afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards, I learned as an adult. I'm 33, going on 34. So, but there's a lot of African tradition. You do this, do that. That's how I learned why that happened.
Yeah.
The next day, after we came back from home, my mom took us to the police station. Now, I'm in the UK. We went to my country's police, and the police people say to my mom, "Why are you bringing this thing to us? You don't say such things outside your house."
Which police they said that? Where in this country? In which?
It's Malawi. I'm Malawi.
Oh, this is Africa. Oh, I see.
Africa.
Right.
So when we went to the police, because the family were like, "Oh no, it's not true." We went to the police. They said, "Why are you bringing this thing?" And we went to a gynecologist. Even back then, we came in 2003. We came here in the UK.
Yeah.
But we were able to go to gynecologist because we had like private hospital. They checked me and they said, "Okay, something happened here."
Yeah.
So definitely, it's true.
Yeah.
And the police, I don't hate the police. I don't hate African police. But they told my mom, "You don't bring such things to the police."
Yeah, you should go and settle. It's a family problem.
And we had a lawyer, my late uncle. He was a big lawyer then.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, "Oh my God, this is what I have to live with." I still had to go back to boarding school. And people were making rumors that she's pregnant by her dad. And, people have spoken.
Yeah.
Education goes down.
Yeah.
And we were not focusing. My mom tried to take me for holiday, South Africa. We weren't poor, That I'm grateful for. My mom tried. She was trying to speak and speak. No one was listening. So she said, "You know what? I'll take this kid, me and my brother, and I'll move them." And when we came here, we suffered. But that has affected me and her as well, because she has to give up her life and she has gone through so much. And nobody in the family wanted to address this thing. No one wanted to accept this thing happened, or because we want to keep a name. So my thing from here is listen to your children. Children can't lie. Because how can you be 9 and talk about someone doing something that's not normal?
Yeah.
I watched a movie when I came back to the house. That's how I was able to say, "You know what? I watched the movie, Mommy, this is what happened." But even till now, I still struggle. I've been married. I've been divorced at 33. So it's hard. It's hard. Even then, it's a lot for me to explain. Even I've had cousins, male and female, do something. When we took them, or my mom took them in the house, whilst my dad was doing whatever on top of that. So it's a lot. All I can say is please listen to your kids. No child can lie necessarily. Yes, when my mom slapped me, now I look back and think, you know what? She was trying to get the truth somehow, because
it was hard to believe. It's hard to believe, yeah. It was hard to believe. So she needed to be sure that you were not just making it up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Did you get any help when you came to the UK? Did you get any help, counseling, or any psychological did you get any support for the abuse that happened?
So when I was at uni, I sought therapy.
Yeah.
I had to, because that first year of uni, I was married young.
Yeah.
And I realized that everything that happened to me, I had told the person I was married to then.
Yeah.
And their insecurity and even what happened to them in their past, and he was obviously white, that was coming into the relationship, and it was very violent. And I'd seen my mom being in a violent relationship, and I said to myself, I need to be independent. So I thank God I've got that spirit to say I need to be independent. But when I went to uni, the first year was so hard. I went to the dean, I went to the people, and I said, I need help. Otherwise, I'm going to drop out, and I don't know if I'm going to make it tomorrow every day.
And you're in a better place now, I presume, right?
Yeah, I'm in a better place. You know, obviously I can work, I can, manage for myself, and there's a lot still going on, but it never goes away. I'm still trying to heal.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to piece, things, relationships. I don't trust no one. I've got nieces.
Yeah.
I've got people with kids, and I see certain behaviors, and I question it. I don't know if it's fear from me or it's reality that I'm seeing that you are, if someone's behaving a certain way, I'm thinking that's not normal.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your experience.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Have a good evening. And I hope that the Lord will comfort you and give you total healing and deliverance from everything you went through as a child.
Thank you, ma. Thank you so much.
Take care, my dear.
All right.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Whew. Adiola.
I'm still here.
You cried your eyes out. Your eyes are swollen. This is heavy stuff. I told you it's not going to be easy.
We are feeling this way from,
Imagine. Yeah. Some my aburos here are doing a list for me. Common Sense Sisters. Somebody is asking me who they are. Somebody is asking me here who is Common Sense Sisters. They are my personal assistants, my co-presenters, my darlings, my sweethearts. We do this show together. That's who they are. Somebody is calling. Hello, good evening. Hello. Yeah, I can't. It's connecting, but I can't hear for some reason. Hello. Right. I don't know what's happening with that one. Yeah, Adiola, you said
Princess,
I'm feeling this way.
We are feeling that way.
We are feeling this way. You can imagine the people that are affected, the people that are involved, what would they do? People that are survivors.
My heart is so heavy. Really heavy. It's a sad situation. Oh God. Just hope all the people that are affected or that has gone through one thing or the other of such can find it in their heart to just heal, to get over it.
To get help. Yeah, they need help. It's not an easy thing. Yeah, it's not something you just get over. You have no control over it because it's something that's messed up your psyche from a child, know. Yeah, good evening. Hello, we have a caller.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Who am I speaking with and where are you calling from, please?
You're speaking to Yay.
Yay.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to contribute?
Yes, I would like to contribute.
All right.
This issue that we are discussing right now is very, very common in Nigeria. In fact, more so than people imagine.
Yeah.
I was a business girl as a child, and it was between age 8 and 10. The issue was that I couldn't tell anybody because I was a tomboy. I got into trouble. I was always told by the perpetrator that if you do say anything, they won't believe you and they're going to beat you and they're going to do this to you. So I never did. And actually, the first person I ever told was my husband. And at that time, we were just going out and we were Christians. So he said, oh, yes, God, I was going to be his wife. And I said, okay. But let me tell you what you're getting.
So you know what you are getting. You even told him before he married you. You are not afraid that he will not marry you again. I like you. You put your cards on the table, babe. Just know what you are getting, no?
Exactly. And kind of like, oh, he said, oh, you wasn't
there was no problem. So I carried on, we carried on. But the thing that the first 2 years was very, very rough.
Yeah.
And it was rough mainly because I think it was the first 6 months of marriage was bad, and then kept going because what it was is that when I first started with my husband, I would just cry for about 4 hours, and he would hold me, and I'll be crying, I'll be rocking up and down. I'm sure I make fun of him, and I'm sure I was saying, well, I think you were saying in your head, what have I done?
What have I got myself into?
20 minutes of fun, I'm going to
this woman is she has a lot of baggage.
Yeah, but he didn't say that.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. Somebody else called us earlier. I don't know if you caught that. He said that he told Fumi was calling and said that she told her husband, and he didn't take it well at all. That he thought that she was just saying that because she didn't want to have any sexual relations with him because she can't even stand being touched. Yeah,
I heard that as well.
Yeah.
However, I think perhaps hearing after you're married, and it's when you're ready. It is when you're ready. You can't force that. But I think from his point of view, he's probably thinking, "Oh, you didn't tell me this before we got married. Therefore, you're just saying that because you want to avoid, you know."
Yeah.
So I kind of went on, and sometimes the subconscious just hides certain things for you, and you don't think about it. So you go, we can wake up. But there was this time one lady in my church said she wanted to do the program for women that were abused. And she said to me, "Oh, would you come to support me?" And I'm thinking, yeah, my husband doesn't beat me, so hey, I'm not abused. So we got to the meeting. The first person that talked about physical abuse, being beat, and she has to go up to lead worship. And then the second person that talked said she was abused by when she was younger, sexually abused.
Yeah.
And as she started talking, what I was seeing a lot of parallel with what was happening in my life to her life.
Yeah.
And I cried throughout that meeting. I really cried throughout that meeting.
Yeah.
And kind of, pray for me and all that.
Yeah.
Fast forward to me being 50. No, before then, I heard when I thought, okay, yeah, I think I can handle telling the family that this is what has happened. I called and I asked after him because my half uncle, I called and asked after him and I said he was dead. Goodness me. I was so angry, and I'm sure for about 9 months, I was angry with a dead man.
Did you come? So he was never confronted when it happened?
No, he wasn't, because I couldn't. At that point, I couldn't. So when I was ready to talk about it, I called and I just asked after him.
Yeah,
he's dead. And because my mom came from a polygamous family, and he was from the second wife, not my mom's side.
Yeah.
I felt that if I say anything now, it will cost, because they're also united and all that. If I said anything, it was going to kind of break the family apart. So
why people always feel like it is their responsibility to keep their family together when they are the victim is what I don't understand.
I get it, but what is happening is that over the years, you've been told this and that by your abuser. You have kind of you kind of cross over it. It kind of works, because when you're a child, whatever is said to you stands there, all the threats and everything.
Yeah.
So you are now thinking that if I say something,
yeah,
it's going to close the family, because people won't believe me. Some people will believe me, and it becomes an issue. So I couldn't. So after that, I kind of got angry with the dead person. How dare you die? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then
I'm sure you feel bad for not confronting him earlier if you knew that he was going to die. Yeah.
I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that he never achieved anything in his life.
Of course not.
Never. He was some kind of wayward person. That anyway, that's like. Then I didn't say anything until I turned 50. And when I turned 50, the year of Jubilee, year of freedom and all that. Hold on. You're not really truly free because you haven't actually told your mom. So at 50, I called my mom, told her. Immediately I told her, she just started crying. I didn't know. I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I said, well, you did not know.
At least she believed you. She didn't say you were lying.
No, she didn't. I said, as a child, Mom, I hated you. Because I thought, how could a mom not know? How could a mom not see? And I understand as an adult that people are groomed and you know, they do it stylishly. You wouldn't know that was what was happening. After I told my mom, the funny thing, she cried and cried. I said, no, Mom, that's fine. I'm okay. You know. The next week she said, well, she stopped talking. I hope you haven't told anyone.
It's the image that comes next now. She doesn't want you to be victimized, or you know, she didn't want you to be stigmatized, even though you are a 50-year-old woman.
Exactly.
She's still worried about your image.
Exactly. I think it's for stigma and everything. She said, I hope you haven't told anybody. I said, no, Mom, I haven't. And I'm thinking, push, except for a lot of people have told. So anyway, so that is where I'm at. However, now I want to talk to other people that have gone through this. I have a condition called fibromyalgia, and it's chronic pain and fatigue. I've got that. Studying that, there is a high correlation of people that abuse that have that condition.
So it also brings some medical conditions with it as well, not just trauma and the psychological impact.
Exactly. You have physical health issues. Also, there are other symptoms of the condition. For instance, in my own case, I couldn't control what was happening today, but I can control certain things now. So what I do, I just go out and buy things. Buy things to throw things away, buy things. And the other thing about it is that I kind of will buy different types of pain.
So you're using shopping for emotional satisfaction.
And then I'll buy different color pen, this one pen, crayon. I will say, oh, you're gonna report stationery again. I'm having therapy now. And it was during therapy that I was the first found that I have actually my childhood was still there because I was taken from me. So I am now claiming, you know, you're adult, but in some sense, you're still like the child, that child. So buying all these pains and everything is like things like I should have done, I'm doing now. So I have gone through, I'm going through therapy and I've had my third session. It's helping a lot. So I would advise women that phone and are listening, please do seek help.
Help is very important. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing. It takes a lot of courage, and I wish you all the best in your journey of recovery. And you are a grown woman. Thank God that you finally got it off your chest. I know it took longer because back in the day it was even more difficult because we didn't have social media. We didn't have somebody to talk to. So that you tell your mom or you keep quiet. So thank you so much for sharing, sis. I appreciate that. Have a good evening. So thanks a lot everyone that's contributed. I think I'm not going to take any more calls now because I think Diola she's reached her peak. But I want to quickly read this text of this guy that I was reading before. If you feel like you want to share your story one-on-one, you don't want to show your face, there's a way you can link. I saw a lot of people that link, like Dami linked with me on this app without showing their face. Please contact me. We can arrange a time. Or if you just feel like you want to talk to me off camera, that's fine. Just contact me. I put my number there earlier on. Let me put it back on. People that want to contact me thereafter, because I do feel like talking helps as well. You saw Chichi there. She's never told anybody. Adiola, Chichi has never told anybody, and this is the first time she's doing it.
heart into pieces. I won't lie. That really got me because she's not told anybody. This is her first time of saying it, and she could not even finish.
She couldn't finish. It was too much.
Get in touch with her, but unfortunately, you don't have a contact for her. I wish she's still.
I don't. But I've got my number. Then my number is on the system. So Chichi, if you are still watching or you catch this later, I just want to thank you very much for trusting us and coming on to talk to us about your experience. We're not paying you to share this, but like you heard from other people who are survivors, it helps to talk, even if it's not talking to us. Just getting off your chest. And that's why she got very emotional, because she's saying it for the first time. You see, the other people that have told people, it's a bit more easier for them to go through it again because this is not the first time. Yeah. So talking helps. If you want to talk to me, you got my number there. And before I ask you for your final comments, Adiola, this is what our brother said. He said, "Hey, Bridget, this is Didi. I was abused as a child at the age of 3 by a relative. I'm a guy and I'm now in my 40s. I live in Canada, and this all happened in Nigeria." And he went on to say, "I grew up as an orphan, and my grandmom's niece was asked to bathe me. And she would lock the door and start, kissing me and then sleeping with me."
At age 3.
Yeah, she said, "I didn't know what all this was all about. And she always told me that white people do it." Can you see? Even Auntie.
Auntie Dodgy.
Long and short, she did it for several months. And when she was caught, I was flogged for not reporting.
Flogged for what?
For not reporting. And he said it was so sad and I cried bitterly. So they catch Auntie Agbaya, the 3-year-old kiddo. They flogged him. I wish he had called, but he didn't call. I would have loved to know what happened to what they did to the auntie since they decided to flog him. You see, the way some families react to these things when it happened there, it's so twisted. It's not right, honestly. It's not right, Adiola. What is your take in all this? I mean, we've been talking for over 2 hours now, and you've seen the number of people. Common Sense Sister told us about the number of people that have come on. Yeah, people that have come on to share, both here, people that join us, and people that called, that texted. I think altogether we have about 14 people that say it's happened to me, it's happened to me, it's happened to me, it's happened to me. Different stories. Why do you think that this Baba Ijesha's case is so very important for victims all over the world? That justice has to be served.
He's a celebrity, yeah. And it's happening in Nigeria. We're not talking about Bill Clinton. I said Bill Clinton.
Almost everybody that spoke here is in Africa. It happened though. I think it's only one case. The case that happened in the UK, I don't think so. It's only Africa.
Yeah, but when it happens there, we cover it up, or we say, "Hey, don't say it to the people. Don't let them stigmatize you, or you want to push him into this family." Such things, we say all that. Sometimes we don't even want to say it because of the shame it will bring to us as a person. Some people will even tell you, "Look, if you tell them, you will not see husband to marry you." Things like that. So we don't. But now,
if some men will not even marry a woman they know has been abused, they will not.
Hey, we heard, was it for me or something?
That's not the husband. Yeah. It's only very few women, like the last woman that called us and said the husband will hold her, she'll be crying. How many men can do that?
Black man. He's a Christian and probably is a matured man.
Yeah.
He's a matured.
He's practicing. Yeah, he's really practicing his Christianity. Yeah.
Christian is different from Christian. Some people tell you I'm a good Christian. They go to church, do this, do that, but they're still doing all this rubbish we're talking about. So where does Christianity fit into that? This Baba Ijesha, and that's why I'm happy that this girl is really on his matter. They have to use him as a scapegoat so that people will know it is wrong. What is wrong is wrong. He doesn't have any other name. It is wrong. Stop it.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, are you here now? Yeah, well, I'm just about to close. Yeah, can you tell us your name and where you're calling from and your contributions quickly, please?
My name is Kay, and this is just the show. I'm 40, and I was molested at 3 by my adopted brother.
Adopted brother.
So, yeah, I'm saying it this is what happened. A couple of years ago, I married a Nigerian, and I started trying to be, I guess, the wife that he wanted. I'm still married, and he's still in the church, and we're still in the church. But my mom prayed when it was brought to her. My mom prayed that I would forget. She prayed, and they prayed on me for a day and saying, you know, they prayed that I would forget, that it wouldn't touch me. All my life, I've been like the troubled child of my whole family. Everybody knew me as the troubled child. Mm. So I went to church. I got saved after my mom died, and I went to church, and they were doing they call it a vigilia, but it's more like a prayer session.
Was this in Africa?
No, this is in America. I'm in America. I'm in Georgia, Georgia,
right,
America.
Right.
And I went there, and I just was telling God, I want healing, Lord. No, it's something in me. I just want healing. And I was telling God this. And I had a dream, and in the dream, I saw touch. And I'm at the time, I was married to my Nigerian husband, and I'm still afraid to tell him. He gets angry, and this will make him angry to know this. And as when I was young, they used to tell me, people used to just see it in me and say, "You sure you was never touched?" And I was like, "No, I wasn't touched." And my mom would be all right. But I realize now that yes, you know, even though she prayed, and even though my adopted brother he was young at the time, he had to have been like 16, 17.
Yeah.
But I was still touched, and it still brought to mind that even at 3 and 4 years old, you remember stuff like this.
Yeah.
And I've always seeked help.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I was the troubled child, and I always got help.
Yeah.
But I never got help for this.
Did your mom not? So your mom wanted to just bury it and not arrest the abuser and get some help.
I know too.
She prayed that you will forget. That was her reaction.
Discipline at the time, because my sister saw it, my older sister. So she disciplined him at the time, and she separated both of us. So we were always kept separate.
Right.
But when I became I was always troubled as a child. This is my second marriage.
Wow.
And when you say you forget, you really don't forget.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even as a child, I've always been troubled. I've always been running. I was able to leave relationship with no feelings. This is the first man that I actually can say I love. And I can't show him enough love. And Nigerians, and you know, my husband is Nigerian, so he's not into public affection, but I constantly need him to show me love. Like, I'm not worthy of love any type of way. And every relationship failed. Yeah. And when I realized what I was doing, I was like, okay, if I'm in the church and I got healed, maybe things will be right. And it's still not right with me. Yeah. I still need counseling for this. Yeah. And I'm getting counseling for other things, because my life has just been drama. And this is the pinpoint why. Yeah. I'm a very smart person. I have goals and aspirations, but because this stigma and this thing is on me, it's like I'm still stuck.
Yeah, because it was never addressed. It was swept under the rug.
Yeah.
You were told to forget. Your mom prayed for you to forget. It's not something you can pray away.
No way.
You need to deal with it. I mean, parents need to know this. You need to deal with it first, then ask God to give the child peace. But you cannot just sweep it under the rug and be praying alone. It's psychological, it's mental. It's something that needs to be dealt with by professionals who are skilled. Don't tell the child to forget. They don't. They don't. This is what our caller is telling us now. So are you getting some help for that now?
I'm still trying to get over. I'm in counseling, and everybody need mental health counseling. Yeah. I'm in counseling now, but I have not express that because I just realized, like, not even 3 years ago, that this has happened to me.
Yeah.
So if I didn't go to church and ask God for clarity, I was praying myself and I said, Lord, is something wrong with me? I need closure. I need stuff to be in order.
Yeah.
And this is what Father showed me.
Yeah. Yeah.
He showed me why I always suffer, why I'm always constantly moving from relationship to relationship to relationship from relationship.
Yeah.
And this is the guy that I actually love. The rest of them, I was just trying to find love, but this is the actual person I chose to love.
Yeah, because, thank you so much for calling in, my darling. And I pray that the Lord will see you through in your journey of healing and recovery. And that you'll find peace. And I pray that your relationship will stand the test of time. And please know that you are worthy of love. You are worthy of, God loves you, Jesus loves you. And I'm sure your husband loves you very much. He might not be able to express it. Nigerian men don't know how to express love openly. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that he doesn't love you. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. Yeah. So, yeah, we wish you all the very best and we'll be praying for you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling in. Oh, Adiola.
That's
Text messages upon text messages upon text messages. I was abused by a neighbor. I was abused by a lesson teacher. Phone meeting.
And you know, so many that want to just vomit everything out.
Peace. Yeah, we're praying for peace for all the victims, all the survivors. Yeah.
I hope
we're praying for peace.
Closure. That's the thing. I hope and pray they can find closure. And you know, sometimes it's good when you have good friends as well. Apart from family member you can talk to that will believe you and all that. When you have good friends, if you tell a friend, that is good. Even the friend self can.
Trusted friend, yeah, because you can tell a lousy friend, they will tell everybody.
They will tell everybody, yeah.
You don't want your business out there, and that is the fear of some survivors. They don't want to tell because you go and tell somebody, they will tell the whole world. It's the father that did this to her. It's the brother that did this to her. You know, you're already dealing with, you know, the pain and the trauma. You don't want people talking about you, you know, and judging you. You understand? Yeah. So in closing, we are just going. I'm going to say, let me allow you go first, D.
Well, to the people, or what exactly do you need me to say?
Yeah, generally, all the conversations we've had today. Yeah.
And
what do you have to say in closing?
I just want them to speak. Tell somebody about it. It's good when you talk. There's nothing wrong in crying as well when you're talking. Cry if you want to cry, cry. If you want to barrage big time and do everything, but just say it. And you should not even be ashamed of it. There's nothing to TV. We've seen it all. We've heard it all. So if it happened to you, you need to talk to somebody. If you think you don't have anybody to talk to, Bridget is there. You can always talk to her, Madam Obodo Oyinbo. You can talk to her. I'm also here if you want to talk. If you feel or you think you can talk to me, Bridget can always, you know, link you up. I'm always open. I'm free. I talk to people. I enjoy talking to people and letting them know, look, we are not alone in this thing. Things happen. Shit happens. Yeah. Don't pray for it to happen. But when it happens, we need to just be strong and be determined.
Yeah, you have to get help. Yeah.
It off and we move on. What?
Yeah, the first step is talking, telling someone and getting help. And Diola is a mental health nurse, by the way. That's her job. She's a very close friend of mine. Some of you that were my early subscribers will know how we used to do some waka waka together before the pandemic started and broke us and tore us apart. Now I haven't seen Diola in God knows how long, over 1 year. We've not seen each other. So thank God for today that we're here on a live stream. Yeah, I'm just going to end by saying that a big thank you to everyone. Thank you, Diola, for coming. Thank you to all our subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, you haven't liked this video, please do share it. And those who have trusted enough to share their story with us, both those who've called in, those who've joined us on the live stream, those who've texted, thank you all so much. I appreciate you. I salute your courage. I salute your determination. And I salute your bravery. It is not easy. Like that our brother that texted me from Canada. It's not an easy thing even for a man to say, this happened to me. Yeah. Hopefully he will be able to, talk more about it. But I just want to beg you, whether you are watching this video now or you're going to catch it later on, please speak up, get some help. Don't bottle it up, because you've heard from all the survivors. It affects lives. It affects relationships. It affects your psyche, your mentality, your psychology. You see, that lady was saying, I buy things, I go out and start buying things, I can't throw things away. Yeah. She's urging. This is somebody that is 50 years old, though. Imagine. So please don't bottle it up and hide it. Whether you like it or not, it will impact on your life. So you need help, especially if you live in the diaspora. Seek help. Very, very important that you are able to seek help. Yeah. And thanks a lot for joining us again tonight. It is very important that we see to the end of this matter. We must get justice for Princess. Yes, and because the justice for that princess's daughter is a justice for all the victims. Seems, yeah. That's true. You see, that lady was saying that she was angry when her abuser died before she could confront him. So Baba Ijesha is caught in the net now. He's not going to go free. He's not. He won't. Iyabo Ojo kuku said it,
I will be part of the people that will go and bar for her.
We need justice. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining us. Thank you, Diola.
Thank you so much for having me.
I say a good night to all of you, a good evening or good afternoon, wherever you are joining us from. Vivian Vlogs, thank you so much. ST, and everyone that was here at the beginning. Patsy, thank you so much for sharing your own experience. I was seeing your comments and I was highlighting them. I know that you are a survivor as well, and I pray that the Lord will strengthen you and he will give you peace in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Have a good evening, guys. We'll talk soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.